And we are live.
Alrighty. So where we last left off, the party had just finished helping out King Harbeck, the king of the dwarves, with a demon problem. After helping him with that, he resurrected their fallen party member, and from the pieces of the stabs that the party had found amongst several cults to various demons, he was able to forge a magical staff, which Ray was the only one able to use.
Yo.
And was immediately attuned to it, I believe.
Yep.
Which worked great for the expediency of the session. As they were about to leave, King Harbeck suddenly sensed something, I guess, and told the party that Nira needed their help, and sent them through another portal, to which they found a battle ensuing between elves and undead, and as they fought their way through the undead horde to get to the temple at the center of this conflict, where Ophelia can sense Nira's presence, they walked inside just in time to see a wounded Nira standing victorious over a dying god of death, which is in itself just hilarious. As his last desperate act, the god of death, Nero, imparted a large amount of his power onto one of his disciples, who through the process was horribly transformed into a huge demon that proclaimed himself Orcus. Nira, wounded, sought refuge inside of Ophelia, and the party started to fight the new demon prince of undeath, Orcus. There were multiple shifts in the conflict. The party wasn't doing the best, as Orcus summoned several demons to his side. Need to learn how to speak. And in response, a lone King Harbeck came into the room in time to see that there were demons, and upon seeing that, a rift in the sky opened, and flying out came Zariel, the Archduchess of the first layer of hell, Avernus, with, I think, pit fiends came with her.
Yep.
Yeah. With her help, the party was able to fight off Orcus, who fled into the abyss, but he did not go alone. He attacked Ophelia in an attempt to bring her with him, and inadvertently brought Farron, who tried to protect Ophelia, as well, and the three descended down into the abyss. While the party cleaned up the rest of the conflict, Ophelia and Farron miraculously found themselves not immediately next to Orcus in the Abyss. Being in this lower plane, Ophelia started to fall under the side effects of housing a rising deity within herself, and wasn't able to move or cast spells. She could barely talk, and Farron, seeing them in desperate straits, decided to use a last resort gift that was given to him by his patron, the Druid, also known as the Watching Wolf, which sent Ophelia out of the abyss, leaving Farron behind. She found herself in the Druid's extra-dimensional wagon while he was in the process of summoning someone who she soon found out to be a man named Cato, who made some kind of deal with the Druid before helping the Druid by carrying Ophelia out of the wagon, back onto the material plane, and back to her friends. Back on the material plane, Nero was able to leave Ophelia's body and ascend to a higher plane. Afterwards, the party returned to Vasselheim, and unfortunately, Ophelia still was under the negative effects of Nera's possession. But they were able to clear up the negative effects by speaking to an ancient air elemental genie, or was it a Titan? I don't remember. It was a Titan inside of a jar that they had found in their travels. He was persuaded to help Ophelia out of the kindness of his heart, and after helping her, left somewhere. Only the gods know, I guess. And with that, the party returned to Vasselheim again and spent the next week or so to themselves, which brings us to tonight's session. So, what we see is very similar to what our lives are like right now, a cold, barren wasteland of snow and tundra. And as we gaze on this tundra, a shadow passes overhead, and in the sky, drifting along above the snow, looks to be a city floating in the sky. Sorry, my headset was dying apparently. So, lost my train of thought, Jesus.
Something about a floating city.
Yes, thank you. It's hard to keep your train of thought when a woman randomly speaks in your ear, talking about auto shutdowns. So, back to what I was saying. A city floating in the sky. This city is filled with large, monumental structures, different castles and buildings, all kind of twisting around each other with strange pipes that seem to give off steam. From what you can tell, there doesn't actually seem to be any way of traversing the city on the outside. It seems to be completely interior. And you see that as we enter into the interior of one of these buildings. We follow a shadowy, cloaked man in black robes as he walks through a hall. He whips out his hand to an archway that just suddenly erupts with light from magical runes. And as he walks through the archway, he finds himself in a different part of the city. A part of the city that several of these same cloaked figures are congregating at. One of the figures is standing above all, in the middle of giving a speech about how everyone has noticed the definite shift of power in the world, how a majority of their servants have gone inactive. But more importantly, the news of someone ascending to a higher power. Something that in the past had only been theorized. And now that an example has been made, that same act can be done again by those willing. Over the last week, everyone has been focused on making this goal happen, in finding a way to ascend to a higher plane. And after delving through ancient texts and secrets and trying experiment after experiment, this figure believes that they have found a way. So, that time has come to try out this experimental procedure of getting there. And with that, each of the cloaked figures silently takes their places on this gargantuan arcane circle that fills this room, and they begin chanting ancient languages that most people have never heard of, that only a handful of people in the world still know how to speak. And after speaking after chanting, for about, I'd say, 3 hours, a rift opens in the center of this circle, and on the other side of this rift, you can see what looks to be a gleaming city sitting between two mountains. You can see figures flying around the city, just no wings, no magical items or contraptions to keep them aloft, just moving through the city as if their will is what's propelling them forward. And this lead figure steps up to the rift and he says, "My brothers, today we become gods." And he walks in. There is a considerable shift that happens moments later. We're no longer peering into the castle where this ceremony is. We're now flying far down, away from the snow, over several mountains, and flying into one specific mountain that has a humanoid shaped face carved into the side, flying through its mouth, down deep into the dark, further and further, faster than anyone had ever moved before, until eventually it comes to a giant stone door with several chains interlocking over it. And as this shift travels through the world, one of those chains snaps. And Ray, you come to after having this out-of-body experience. And you seem to just be in the middle of a teaching moment at the temple. All the kids are staring at you, confused, as you just seem to zone out for a second. The man you met recently, Kato, who has been sitting in on several of your teaching sessions over the last week, looks up from his book at you questioningly as you just stare at all of them. What do you do, Ray?
Did I recognize that door?
It looks similar to the door that you first met the Crawling King outside of, but it is not the same door.
Okay. My apologies. We're going to end lessons a little early today. And then
Fuck yeah, Snow Day! As soon as you say that, like, all the kids just happily get up and go running outside.
and then I'm going to head to the take.
As you go to leave, Kato, who's still standing there, says, Ray, are you alright?
I'm not sure. I zoned out for a moment, and which I'm certain you all saw, but I saw something in that moment, and I don't think it's good. I'm heading back to the take if you'd like to join me.
Well, you've definitely caught my interest. I would like to join you. And he will follow you to the take.
When I get there, is anybody aside from the guy that cleans around?
Well, that depends. On this random winter day, what would everybody be doing?
I mean, Ophelia's probably not there.
That would depend on if that was one of the
Honestly,
days
if it's winter, Morgul's probably off by the docks, prepping that ship for winter.
Okay.
Because we all know how wood works in the middle of the fucking winter.
Sure.
Rakugma was there.
Of course, the monk's there.
Ophelia's at her own temple.
Dark's back and forth in town and home, trying to prep for a wedding still.
I believe that Jax would be there.
All right. So Jax and Rakugmo, it seems like, are the only ones there.
Are any of the guild masters there?
No.
Of course, Arturus is conveniently out.
Do I know? Do I know where the horn is?
Blow the horn.
I would say you probably know where the horn is.
Can I bat signal everyone?
Do it!
Sure. You go up to the horn and you blow it. I can never remember which horn it is.
Isengard.
Isengard. All right, thank you.
Too bad it's not hot.
And then as I wait for, I don't say anything to Rakugmo or Jax because I don't want to have to explain myself more than once. So Ray just paces the length of the entryway.
We're
And
not gonna pull a
and
Legolas
that
telling everybody
was
that
about
they're
what?
taking the hobbits to Isengard.
When everybody else gets here, I'll explain.
Are you all right?
Seeing as how I know
Yes,
I will be
but
making
I saw something, I think, and I don't think it was good.
Right. When weird shit happens, it's never good, is it?
No.
As you're kind of pacing Ray, you get the sense that there's kind of like a weird tugging sensation pulling you to the north.
Is it in the same direction that, like, the cave we had previously explored is, or is it too far away for me to know that specifically?
Specifically, no, but you do remember that cave being to the north, so you could probably make assumptions.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pacing until everybody else gets there.
All right.
awkward silence.
So after a couple
We
minutes
arrived.
of awkward silence, waiting for the rest of the party to get there, why don't the three of you just make just roll d20s to see who arrives first.
Bloop.
Okay.
God damn it.
There you go, Ophelia.
All right.
Rifle check.
So
Strolling in as usual.
She's like,
Dark
"God fucking
walks
damn it."
in first.
Holy crap.
Yeah, stranger things have happened.
I'm just picturing he walks in and is like, God damn it, I was planning something.
He'll walk in and say, oh, thank God. So tired of wedding shit. What do we got to kill?
I actually blew the horn.
Really?
The other guild masters aren't around, and I didn't know where everybody was. I wasn't sure if our necklaces were going to be enough of a range, so I took matters into my own hand.
Yeah, I don't think they have the range. Is everything okay?
I'm not sure. I'd rather wait for Morgul and Ophelia to get here before I explain, though.
Gotcha.
Speaking of the guildmasters are not being here, when are they ever actually here?
Seeing as how Morgul will probably be arriving next. He'll be alright, what's the state of emergency where because I'm sick and tired of watching my crew winterize my boat.
So Morgul walks in.
Basically, he was supervising.
I
He was
just
away from supervising.
I just keep repeating the same spiel. Just I don't know
Mhm.
I don't know if something's wrong or not, but I have a feeling something might be, and I'd rather explain once everybody's here.
Ophelia's gonna walk in like 15 minutes later.
Yeah.
15 minutes late to
Slacker.
Starbucks.
You'll probably get a side comment from Morgul like, "Oh, I hope she didn't drink that much." Jesus.
So I saw all of that, right? Like the chanting and the city and the walking through the door and becoming gods and
All of it.
mountain with a face and door with chains.
Yep.
That's the highlights.
Yep. I would also throw in that at the speed your perspective was flying through those tunnels, you get the sense that wherever that door is with the chain is, it is quite a bit of a distance from the cave.
Okay. So once everybody's there, I start talking. It's like I'm sorry for pulling you guys away from what you were doing. I blew the horn. The guild masters aren't here. I couldn't think of a better way to gather everyone. But I was teaching back at the temple, and all of a sudden I had this vision, and there was a group that was chanting. They were studying Ascension. And I think they were trying to replicate what happened a week ago. I'm not entirely certain if they were successful. They're trying to become gods themselves, and then my vision shifted, and it's like I was flying, and I went through this cave mouth that looked like it had a face on it, and then I was in front of a door that looked a lot like the door we saw before in the Underdark, with chains covering it, and I saw one of the chains snap. And while this may have led me astray before, and she looks in particular at Dark and Ophelia when she says this part, I feel a pull in the north. Something's happening, and I think I saw it for a reason,
Yeah,
and I think we need to move.
we should go north. I'm just wondering how anyone knows what happened a week ago that isn't us.
Did I catch how they figured out what happened a week ago?
All that you caught was they actually, you know what? No, you wouldn't even know how they would have heard about it. All you know is they found out about it somehow, and at great speed, tried to find a way to replicate it.
Okay.
Like a weirdly fast speed. Almost like the original plan was to have a greater time skip, but never mind.
I don't know how they found. Searched seemed a little unnatural, but there's nothing really natural about what's happening in the world right now.
Yeah, maybe the DM wasn't planning for an 8-day time skip.
Okay, we're adding fourth wall breaking now. What?
Oh, damn.
Dark, what is a DM?
I'm just joking. Okay, so they probably could have noticed the shift, possibly, if anyone was devout enough to notice that. I don't know. Just throwing that theory out there because cleric.
I don't know. I don't think that sitting around and theorizing it is going to do us any good at this point if they're already starting to succeed. I don't know
should talk
what
to
will
someone
happen. Go for it.
Whatever we're doing, we should do it on the.
Yeah. I think we should pack our things and we should head north. Tell whoever it is we're supposed to tell, leave a note here at the take, since nobody that technically leads us is around to tell. Ever. I'm certain they are busy with other important things.
Yeah, in fact,
maybe finding Athos Prime. I don't know.
Actually, you guys would know that they have been pretty busy the last week. They keep on getting hired by council members of the city to look into things personally. That's why they didn't send you guys on any jobs, because the council members wanted the taskmasters to do it instead of you guys, I guess.
Instead of these scrubs.
Yeah. Instead of the B
Yeah,
team.
send the grunts. just send the grunts every time.
The B team. Well, let's get our horses and get moving, I guess.
Yeah. I think my horse is dead, but I can buy a new one.
That is a really fair point. We haven't needed them in a while.
Yeah. They'll probably get killed again.
Yeah, I'm not
Knowing
naming this
us.
one.
Hasn't anyone ever thought of, investing in maybe like a wagon or a carriage?
We don't carry anything with us, though. It would
That is
just be an
true.
we lose the horses either because we get teleported away somehow, or they get eaten.
I had one, and then it broke.
See?
Mine did too.
Mhm. Are we talking about a horse or a wagon, Rakugumo?
Oh,
You sound so sad.
Yeah, that wagon that almost ran us over.
Ouch. I'm just... The drow
Those
is gonna...
things that almost ate us.
I mean, there was the bone dragon, too. I think, technically, the only one who was a consistent horse is Farron, and we haven't seen him in a while because of that thing.
I'm hoping that the druid did his part in that.
Yeah.
Well, so much for our vacation.
Anyway, let's go buy a horse.
Let's go buy some horses again.
Mm-hmm.
Ophelia just turns around and starts walking.
Yep, follow her out.
As you guys go to leave, Kato stops you, Ray, and he just says, can I just have a moment real quick?
Sure.
Alright. And do you tell the rest of the party that you'll meet them at the stables or something?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Kato says, once you guys are alone, he says, so, this vision of yours, I agree that it sounds important, but wouldn't you prefer to look into this a bit more before jumping in head first?
What if more chains snap? What if it's holding something back and by waiting it gets out?
But you don't even know what it is.
We rarely do in this line of work. Wouldn't be the first time we've gone somewhere knowing a fraction of what we should know about what we're about to face. I wish I had a good way to research what was going on. I wish I wasn't at war with myself, wanting to research more and trying to gain an understanding with the fear that if we don't act, something worse might happen.
Well, I haven't known you long, so I'm not exactly one to talk. There's nothing I think I can say to you to make you take a second and think about this. So, how about this? You and your group start making your way there. I'll remain here and see if I can research anything about what this door with chains could possibly be, and if I find something, I'll catch up to you guys. How does that sound?
I would appreciate that. I can leave you with a note of some kind that might help you get into some of the libraries.
I have a feeling that the information that we need is in a library that you don't normally have access to.
Are you going to break into a library like you somehow got into a library here? Or the vault here?
It's what I'm good at.
I'm going to trust you on that. Do you have a good way of catching up with us?
I think so. That that horse that I used to carry Ophelia back to the city, it can move quite fast.
All right. Thank you, Kato. I appreciate this.
Just be careful.
Hopefully you'll catch up with us. If we reach the mouth of the cave, we'll wait a little bit to give you a chance to catch up if you're that far behind.
Thank you.
I'll
Hello?
talk to Ophelia and Morrigal. They might have a spell on them that can let us send messages back and forth. If they do, we can use that to keep in touch about progress as well.
Yes, I think I'm familiar with the magic you speak of, and that could work.
All right. Thank you again.
Until next time.
And she like awkwardly pats his shoulder, like puts her hand on his shoulder, and then runs out to catch up with the others.
There's kind of like a moment of like, he looks at the hand and then back at you, like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's like that really awkward, like, thanks, and then
Yeah.
run.
Sure.
Like when
It
you
would-
like when you try and high five and they go for a fist bump and then you're like, what the fuck do I do?
I mean, it wouldn't be this game without awkward Azamars.
It wouldn't. It's been a while. It's been really awkward too.
All right. So, for the sake of brevity, the party purchases their horses. I'm
Dark
pretty
would
sure
pay for everybody's horses for today.
Perfect.
Wow, you're feeling awfully generous.
Well, yeah.
Thanks,
Being
Dirk.
nice.
Yeah, thanks.
I'll try not
Now
to let
I-
this one die as fast.
Mhm. I mean, I can't guarantee he'll live, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
You
what
might
happens.
lose your deposit on this. Just
No
If I
promises.
do, no big deal.
So, the party starts traveling to the north, a route that I believe only half the party have been on before. Yeah. But a route that you're familiar with, going north through the trees before getting to the mountains, and then traveling through the mountains to the face-shaped rock formation that you all have taken to calling the Tears of the Father.
At some point during
mhm.
the first day, I would have talked to Ophelia and Morrigal about one of them preparing sending to keep in touch with Kato.
I can do it.
yeah,
Sure.
sure. Let's have the not so healing cleric do the sending.
I have it prepared all the time anyway.
That's probably smart.
Yeah.
So, you guys get to the entrance of the cave, sitting around the obelisk with the wolf-shaped markings facing the cave entrance with the ominous writing on the side in Celestial that you've read before. Morgul, you've actually seen something very similar to this a long time ago. When you first came to the surface, it wasn't here, but when you and your father made it to the surface, you exited through a cave that had a very similar obelisk on it with a similar wolf carving facing you, watching you as you left the Underdark. And it when you saw it the first time, it was a weird mixture of fear and hope that you felt. And now you kind of have that same feeling as you see this similar obelisk in front of the cave.
I'll sort of. Morgul would prioritize sharing this with Ophelia first. She'd probably actually see him both with the fear and hope in his eyes, and then share it with the rest of the party. I'm honestly not prepared for this.
I don't know if any of us are, to be honest. She just shrugs.
Yeah, it's definitely when you're, it's like when your past is looking you right in the face, and you know there's potential death on the other side.
Yeah, well. She shrugs again.
Always a woman of few words.
Can Ophelia examine this obelisk without touching it? Just like see if it says anything?
It's the same obelisk that you saw the first time you came here.
Oh, okay.
Same writing, same everything.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll let them know that there's another one like this somewhere else in the world where I came from.
It's not surprising with what we know of the Watching Wolf now.
I mean, I'm the only one who could mess with it last time. Should I do that again?
I'll follow just in case something bad happens.
I'd say it can't hurt, but we know it can.
It definitely can.
Considering what we've seen this past week, I'd say this is low on the spectrum of what weird shit could happen.
You weren't here last time.
Exactly. At some point I wanted to grab Ophelia and Dark and ask them if we should tell them what happened here last time. Tell the others.
I think if it gets relevant, for now I think it's maybe best not to scare them. That makes, I don't know.
Even though the door I saw was shockingly similar to the door that we stood outside before.
Maybe if it pulls us in the direction of that way.
Alright.
Can Ophelia open or like mess with the obelisk just like she did last time? I forget
Sure.
exactly what she did.
You pretty much just like I don't think you did anything special. I think you just like read the writing, which the writing is the same. I will say though that as you're walking up to the obelisk, last time you were here, there was like a strange feeling of calm around the obelisk, like this was a safe place. As you walk up to the obelisk this time, that feeling of calm is not there.
That's not good. Ugh. She'll read the saying and see what happens.
You say the words again, and nothing happens.
Huh. Isn't this how we got in last time?
Yeah.
Maybe it's open?
Only one way to find out.
Ophelia, can you send a message to Kato and find out if he's getting close?
Yeah. She'll go ahead and sending, and she'll just say, "How close are you?"
Let me just double check the wording of the spell. I'd like you to roll a d20 real quick. All right. You literally just had to not roll a 1.
Okay.
So you send your message, and a second or two later, you get a response. Kato's voice kind of sounds a bit gargled, but he says, actually, at this moment, he would actually kind of sound out of breath, and he says, working on it. Check back tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Jesus Christ.
Ophelia just sighs. He said, "Check back tomorrow," which doesn't help.
What time of day is
Uh,
it?
I would say at this point it's getting close to nighttime.
We might as well
Y'all
camp
wanna
for the night then.
And how long did it take us to get there?
y'all wanna just like rest here? Check back in like 8 hours?
It took about, I think if I remember right, it was 6 days of travel on horseback, so that's like 150 miles.
So-
right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like check back after a long rest with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if camping here is safe anymore. Used to be.
I don't really think camping anywhere is safe.
You have
Honestly,
a point.
Rakugmo has a good point.
I will keep a
Kobold does
watch.
make a... Alright. I'll take part in the probably last 2 watches.
All right. No real like checks need to be made. Just does anybody want to have a conversation with anybody during this watch? During this night, I mean.
No, Ophelia's good, I think.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm good.
Good. All right.
I'm good.
Dark's just writing in his journal.
Oh wait, I do want to talk to Rakugmo.
Okay.
Or at least
There it
like, does Rakugmo already wear bracers of defense? And if he doesn't, would he like some?
He does not, and he would.
I sit down next to Rakugmo and say, I don't have use for these anymore, and you're the only other person in our party that doesn't wear armor, so I thought you might like them.
My skin is armor.
That's true. These will help.
Okay.
Looking over here with the badass one-liners like it's Bruce.
But like it's coming from like a voice of like a toddler.
Yeah. It is.
So yeah, I give him my bracers of defense.
All right, and it doesn't take long for Rakugmo to attune to them, bumping your AC up by 2.
Woo! 22 AC.
So, is that it?
Good times.
All right.
Yeah.
Great conversation there, guys.
Thanks.
Good
Oh
job.
my god, that English in chat. Oh god, I feel bad for myself.
It's okay. I've typed the wrong version of there like 6 times in the last 2 days, and I don't know what's wrong with me.
To be fair, I can only see like half my keyboard right now.
So it's the next morning. What would the party like to do? Waiting another day for Kato or going in?
When I had spoken with Kato before we left, he seemed very insistent that we do a bit more research. If he's not that far behind us, I'd like to wait another day if possible.
So you just do some sending, check on him.
I know that the last time we were here, somewhere in my notes, I had weird feelings out here. Aside from that poll, do I have any other weird feelings?
Well, I think the weird feeling that you felt before was more of a natural of the kind of wind going in and out of the tunnel that had like a weird rhythmic beat to it that sounded like
Yeah.
someone breathing.
Yeah, I see
Yeah,
that in my notes.
that is still happening.
Okay.
Yeah. But other than that constant breathing of the mountain, no other feelings.
Okay.
Other than the lack of the calm feeling that was here before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Back when I
Ophelia.
still took good notes.
So, Ophelia sending another sending message?
Yeah, she's basically just checking in, seeing where he is.
All right. Go ahead and roll another d20.
Okay. Why? Why?
I like how you're rolling
Wow.
so well on a roll that you literally just don't need the roll one.
That's roll 20 for you.
Because
We're all
really
gonna die. This
Why?
is telling
Oh,
us we're all
God.
gonna die.
Oh, it's so great.
She's used up
Okay.
her rolls for the night.
Yeah, we're all dead
So-
after this.
Sorry, guys.
You get a response from Kato. He's no longer out of breath, but it still has that same kind of gargled sound to it. And it says, his voice says, "I've entered the library. Give me 2 hours."
2 hours. Just sit and wait.
Alright.
All right then.
2 hours ain't gonna kill anybody.
All right,
Yep.
so you guys wait for 2 hours,
Yeah, we just hang out.
sending another message.
Sure.
Just burning those third level spells.
Gonna need to wait and gonna need to do anything else tomorrow if we want to be safe.
All right. So, like 2 hours later on the dot, you send another message, and he says, "I've learned a lot. Can't convey in this short message. We'll be there in 36 hours."
Fucking hell. Alright.
We have another day and a half.
I'm fine with it.
During that
At this
2
point, we're
hours-
just stalling.
during the 2 hours, Rakugma would be pulling flowers out of his bag and just listing them off as he pulls them out.
Just
And it
flower,
takes 2 hours,
flower,
and he just keeps going
flower.
after.
Ray watches him very intently while he does it.
Ophelia does too.
Dirk would just go out and hunt and try and get everybody some food.
All right, it's a
Very
little
in-
rough hunting in the mountain tops, but I'd say like maybe if you went closer to like the river that cuts through the mountains, you'd probably catch some game. At one point you get attacked by a crag cat, but with your crossbow, you can easily take it down. It's not that high CR of a creature.
Cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's literally a cat.
Well, it can be a very dangerous creature to fight. The thing is, with how Dark fights, it would be just like fighting a normal cat, honestly. Like a normal saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
So-
All he needs to be is like within 30 feet, and he's
Yeah.
dead.
30 feet.
Can I spend an hour and resummon my familiar in a cat form instead of a fish form?
You've had a familiar as a fish the longest time.
I mean, I'm assuming it's been in its like little pocket dimension until now. Ever since
No,
we
no,
left.
I full on picture Ray just walking around with a fucking fishbowl everywhere.
No, it's like the
Better
bags you
than-
get at the
better than
carnival.
what I pictured. I just pictured like a flopping fish.
Just on the ground.
Just so angry.
It's a
As she
blob.
lectures, there's just a fish.
It's just like flopping around.
God.
Like, I
She's just
can't
carrying
breathe.
it. She's just been carrying it in one of those bags you get at the carnival.
Telepathic conversations. Just I can't breathe. I know. I'm sorry.
You're fine. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I want to sit near the mouth of the cave. I'll bring somebody with me. I don't really care who comes with me.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit at the mouth of the cave and I'm gonna send it 100 feet in and see what I can see. Just like see if anything looks different, I guess, from the last time we were there.
See if anything looks fishy.
Stop. Just stop.
I also like to think that the cat is having a little bit of an existential crisis because it's been a fish for so long, and now it's the thing that eats fish. But anyway, you send your newly made cat familiar down the tunnel, looking through its eyes, and look as you peered around the tunnel. It looks the same as it was last time, just rough-hewn tunnels.
Okay.
You do notice that as you're sitting on the mouth of the at the mouth of the cave, that pulling sensation just gets slightly stronger, and when you're done and kind of walk away from the cave entrance, it gets slightly weaker.
I tell that to Ophelia quietly as we walk back to the group.
Yeah, we need to go in there
What
eventually.
precisely are we doing here?
Honestly,
Yes.
I don't know. But I don't think I would have gotten a vision of this place again for no reason.
Again.
We've been here before. We had a mission here previously. Seems like forever ago now.
And what happened the last time you were here?
Dark will open his journal to a specific page and hand it to you and say, read for about 4 days. Well, not actual 4 days, but 4 days in the journal, and it will explain everything.
The sum
Dear
up.
diary, I've been mentally scarred.
Joe, would you like to sum up what happened in Dark's? How Dark would write it?
I can actually send him the journal.
Well,
That's
just
true.
for
That's when we were
just
still
for
journaling.
just for the stream, because this technically happened pre-stream. Just
Oh my god.
for all of our
True.
viewers out there that would like to know.
All
Oh,
one of
because
right.
Mike does not remember.
Well, the rough story is we went down to a cave, fought a whole bunch of shit, crazy shit happened. We met someone called the Crawling King who basically mentally tortured us. He was threatening our lives and put us into a test. It was basically all of us were put into a test. We were all thrown into some kind of nightmarish prison that the oxygen was escaping from, and each one individually had their own little prison. Each one of us had someone that they loved or thoroughly cared about put in front of them, and we were forced to either kill them or die. And Ophelia had Manning. She had to kill, I think. Ray had who? Ray, who did you have? I'm sorry, I can't remember.
I got to stab my Hierophant and the leader of the temple, which I am now.
Ouch.
Really excited to be back here, guys.
This is
And we're
that's some therapy that you're gonna need.
and we're Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I was thrown in there with my brother, who I had witnessed not 6 months before die, and I had to kill him again. So the mental torture was excruciating, to say the least.
I feel
To
like
the
it's
point
also
where
worth
I almost
mentioning
killed
that
myself immediately following.
I think it's also worth mentioning that this is also where we lost Athos Prime. Was when we were down here, not to the Crawling King, in a different part. There were Illithid.
Shit, that was a long time ago.
And we also lost 3 members of the take that were with us during that trip.
And we're just
No wonder I seem to go down repeatedly when I'm around you people.
That
and
one
we're
wasn't our fault.
I was gonna say, I'm only willing to take responsibility for one of those 3 deaths. The other 2 were they made choices that resulted in
So they were idiots.
yes. Also, if other conversations I've had are correct, they're not actually dead, but I try not to think about that too hard.
and we're just going to walk
I
in
was
there.
gonna say that they died being idiots. That's gonna be my headcanon for now.
They got subjected to eternal torment for being idiots.
Sounds about right.
One
Yeah.
of them ran into the mouth of the god, and one of them insulted the god.
Yeah.
Morgul and Jax, both of you, if you like, you can make religion checks to see if you recognize the name the Crawling King.
Considering I have seen him once already, and he made me relive my
Oh, that's right.
know.
You were there, so you would know who the Crawling King is. Jax, you can roll a religion check.
yeah. He
All
kind of
right.
made me relive the worst memory of my life.
Yeah, so you're a little familiar with that, Morgul. Jax, for you, you know a little bit about the Crawling King. He's the deity, patron deity of torturers, slavers, and jailers. Just an all around bad guy. Surprisingly enough, however, he's not one of the betrayer gods. He is allowed to remain powerful for some reason that most religious people don't quite understand because it's outside of their expertise. People do, however, know that because he isn't on the best terms with a lot of the other gods, the Crawling King is not allowed on the surface. Someone I like it might just be colorful religious text, but someone once mentioned that if the Crawling King was ever to rise to the surface, the sun would destroy him so immensely as if he was stabbed by 10,000 spears of light. So there you go. That's what you know about the Crawling King.
So yeah, we're
And
going to do our best to avoid, but you know,
This is gonna suck.
this is gonna be awful. Yeah.
Thank you, Joe, for the wall of text.
You want to know what happened? Read.
Yeah, all of us still have journals up from when that happened. If
Yeah,
anybody's
20.
if anybody is interested in a more thorough explanation of what everybody saw.
Yeah, I was also trying to make videos for the YouTube as well, but I need voice actors to actually record some voices.
I will get to it. Work has been busy, all right?
I wasn't harassing you. I'm just saying I've got like 10 more to do, so I've just
But yeah,
seemed to be the only one that's really done any work towards any of them. Besides for you, nobody else has really seemed interested. So either way. Anyway, moving on. Sorry.
yeah, that's a potential for when we go down there. I mean, we fought Illithid, we fought Duragar, we fought I believe Cyclops were one of the first things that we fought down there.
Yeah, you guys ran into a Cyclops that shot a weird like beam of energy out of its eye. That was weird.
And a giant purple worm.
Yeah, my notes say several stone statues, ... not statues anymore.
Does any of this ring a bell to the drow in the party?
Oh yeah, there was some drought too.
Oh yeah, we fought drow down there
Yeah, we
too.
did fight Drow.
was this Crawling King, you guys managed to leave? Are you on quote unquote good
Well, this
terms?
just you got
Nope.
awkward for the drow. It's like,
Nope.
oh, you've killed some of my species. Okay, that's
Well, it was either them.
I mean,
or
they
us.
were
They
attacking.
attacked us.
They attacked us first.
And as
Alright.
for the terms of the Crawling King, he laughed after we left. We all heard it in our heads, and he had slightly tortured us a little bit since. Anytime something that happened in our little dream sequence came to like really happen, and then recently when we were dealing with spirit animals, we fought the Crawling King's pet and we defeated it, and the Crawling King seems to have left us alone.
for
But,
now.
yeah,
I'm
for
guessing since
now.
I'm guessing 3 times is probably a rule that he would abide by. It's like, I'll fuck
You
with you
do
once, I'll fuck
realize
with you twice.
if we
Why
go
not a
in
third
there-
time be a good time?
You
Yeah,
do
we killed his
realize-
champion, so
You do realize going in there is going to be a death trap, yes?
Also, feeble mind
Yeah.
sucks.
It always is.
Then why go?
It's our duty.
Because what happens if there's 4 chains, right?
I
There's
didn't
4.
say how many chains
Okay.
there were. I just said one of them snapped.
Did I notice how many there were?
You did not.
Okay.
But he can't crawl up onto the surface. He would be killed by the deities, yes? Why bother? If the gods will strike him down again, why get involved at all?
Why would
We
I
don't-
have a vision in the middle of teaching if I wasn't supposed to do something about it?
I also
Maybe
don't
you
think
aren't
it's the
supposed to
Crawling
do
King
it.
this time.
Maybe
If Ray had a vision.
you're
Isn't
not.
there also
supposed
that
to do
other
anything.
thing that tried to
Maybe-
enslave us?
Maybe
Turn me
it's
into water?
It's a different thing.
Yeah, totally a different thing when a
Well, we have to
disembodied
deal with that
voice
another
enters your
time.
head and tries to enslave.
perhaps it was a warning not to get involved, to get people out of the way.
That sounds
that
like
type-
exactly the
So we'll
type
just let
of
the
thing I
evil
need to
just
get
take over
involved in.
everything? Is that
How
what
do
you
we
want,
do
Jax?
that?
Because you really
No.
don't sound like you're interested in helping us defeat another evil that's trying to take over the world in some form.
But
Mm-hmm.
if we're
I mean,
supposed,
honestly, retirement
it
sounds
comes onto
pretty
the
good
surface,
to
why
some of us right about now.
would we get involved if the gods are supposed to intervene themselves? If he comes up onto the surface, why would we be involved?
Because
I
we've
don't-
already all been involved with gods from the beginning.
We
and
were
didn't
hired
even-
from a contract to go down into this cave the first time and investigate, and we investigated and discovered this. And ever since then, it has plagued us. So we are involved whether we are trying to get involved or not.
Jax, you can go home.
We're not bound to a contract.
Yeah.
No,
You
not
don't
this
have
time.
to
No
come.
contract.
Mhm.
But if there's a chance that we can stop this guy again, I'm gonna do it because he
I don't
fucked my
think it's
life up
him.
once. I don't need this shit again, and I don't want anybody else to go through that crap.
I mean,
From what
honestly,
Ray was saying, I don't believe has meddling.
I mean, I agree with Yasmar. I'm just here because she's here. Really, that's about it.
Does
I just don't want any of y'all to die.
That's
So I-
my feelings on this. I do not want to see you all die, and I know that if you go in there, chances are we all die.
Can I ask the DMs a question real quick?
Sure.
So I know that the last time we were down here, I felt a pull of some kind, right?
Yes.
Does it feel the same or does it feel different?
It feels different. You didn't know what was pulling you the first time. This time, however, what's pulling you, it's a weird feeling. It's a mixture of familiarity and like a foreign feeling. It's both familiar and foreign to you.
I felt a pull the last time we were here. It's how we found the Crawling King in the first place. It feels different this time. I don't know if it's just because I know more and therefore it feels different. It's familiar and at the same time it's not. But like everybody else has said, I saw something and I can't ignore it. If it costs me my life, fine. If it means that I stop something, fine. I certainly don't want to die down there. I also don't want to get trapped in eternal damnation down there. But I
Just
would
think
rather
that's
that than do nothing.
Exactly.
But we are under no contract. If you do not want to go, you do not have to. Nobody has to go down. But part of the reason we're delaying is because Cato thought it was worth looking into a little bit more. He might have learned something down there from what he told Ophelia, it sounds like he might have in a library that he might have been breaking into, and I'm trying not to think too hard about that.
And none of us bothered to supply or do anything before we left. You knew that this is what was going down there, we would most likely be going in there, and you said nothing to the rest of us.
I'm supplied.
I am supplied.
Do you need supplies? I have supplies.
I assumed that if we were leaving with haste and somebody needed something, they would have pointed it out when we left.
We weren't given much of an option. We were told, let's go, it's an emergency, run, 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 run. And we did.
Could have spoken up.
You had a delay while I was talking with Kato before I came to the stable.
Mm.
If you had told
What's that now?
if you had told me that you needed something, of course we could have delayed for that. It's too late to think back on it now, though. All we can do is wait and trust in the abilities of our 2 clerics, somebody that can heal, and the plethora of other equipment that we have.
And I use my hands.
Yes, you
And
do.
Rakugmo uses his hand.
He uses his
People
hands.
punches things.
And don't forget, he's also got flowers, so there's that to look forward to if we survive.
It's true. I'll make more flower crowns.
And if we do survive, we got a wedding to attend too.
Have we ever stopped to wait? These flowers that Rakugmo pulls out. Do they still look fresh?
Yep.
Where is he getting these?
None of us have ever questioned this. We've been
20
playing.
some odd sessions later, and you're just now asking. Wait, 25? No, it's like 30-ish now.
You guys are doing great.
We're very observant.
Small details, guys. Small details.
Well, how are we going to keep ourselves in a day and a half?
That's a good
I
question.
mean, I got alcohol.
Alcohol's good.
Yeah, that's a good way to keep yourself busy.
That's how I do it, usually.
Honestly, that's the main way I'd keep myself busy when I've got nothing to do and I'm staring at ocean for hours of a day.
That's your own fault.
I'm gonna be honest, when you're staring at blue for several hours, you kind of gotta do something to liven it up.
So I'm gonna go hunt more food. Anybody want anything specific? Maybe I can tag a squirrel for you, or a rabbit, or deer, maybe.
I like venison.
Deer
All right,
sounds good.
I'll see what I can find.
Stay safe.
And he trots off again.
Wait, did you leave your flask?
Oh yeah, here. He'll walk back, hand it to you. Drink all you
Thanks.
guys want, and he'll head back out.
Important,
Thanks,
important things to make note of.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
Also, try not to stare too hard.
And I leave my familiar by the cave entrance, just in case.
Sure.
In case something fishy happens.
Just in case.
Oh, God.
Stop.
Oh no.
Just
I have so many
stop.
regrets.
If we were doing experience points, I would take them away. All right.
Murgle D levels.
So-
When you said you leave your familiar by the cave, I literally pictured a fish just flopping near the cave, even though I know it's like
It's half cat, half fish.
Just a nice little tortoiseshell cat.
oh.
Leave it alone.
Oh, my God. All right. So,
She gives him yarn to keep himself busy.
you guys spend the next day just kind of keeping to yourselves, trying to keep yourselves busy, waiting, before you get set up for the night. this time I actually would like specific watches.
I'll take the last two because elf.
I'll go first.
I'll
I'll
go.
take second.
Are there 3 or 4?
Because there's 6 of you, I'd say you could probably get away with 3 watches. Because Morgul is an elf, he can actually technically do like a watch and a half.
Yeah, I'll do like a watch and a half. Then
All right, I'll do the last watch.
I'll take one of the first watches.
yeah, in that case it'll be like the last one and then half of whatever the previous hour was probably.
So Dark is on the first watch. Morgul, and who else was on the last watch? Ophelia.
Yeah.
Who else is taking the first watch with Dark?
I was.
Rakugma would.
Oh,
Or I guess
Ray was.
Rakugma would figure it wherever.
So then middle watch would be Rakugmo, Jax, and for the second half of second watch, Morgul.
Basically.
All right. Then Jax, Rakugmo, and Morgul, go ahead and make a perception check.
My animal companion, the panther, got a 24 natural 20 for smelling if there's something besides us around. And I got a 14. So the panther got a 24.
All right. So, as you guys are taking your watch, Jax, you notice your panther's ears twitch, and from like where it was laying with its head resting on its paws, it kind of looks up towards the mountain pass, and you can see coming over the mountain at if there was a speed greater than breakneck speed, it would be that. You see a slightly ethereal horse with a black rider riding the horse, and it is moving faster than any horse.
I immediately
have
sound the
seen-
alarm.
All right.
I immediately alert everyone what's heading our way.
Well, that must be Kato, apparently.
Because I don't know what that is, and
I will
never seen
probably
it
fill them
before.
in, but
I'm
I can.
assuming we're in trouble.
What is it?
I point at
my-
the thing.
Looks like it might be Kato. Did say that he was going to be traveling within 36 hours, so this might be him.
You said he was going to use the same horse he used when we came back from finding him and Ophelia in the woods. Does it look like that horse?
Honestly, I've never seen the horse, so.
No, you would have seen it because he put Ophelia on the horse after he met back up with all you guys. Well, after he met you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Morgul, you would recognize the horse. Ray, you would probably recognize the horse as well. And at the speed it's going, from the moment it came over the rise and the Panther saw it, to the moment that it rides into camp, probably takes all of 12 seconds. So probably just enough for you guys to wake up a person each. Which actually there's 3 of you, so that's perfect. So never mind.
Yeah.
Convenient.
I forgot there were 3 of you on the watch, so yeah, everybody's awake.
Yeah, there's like break horse speed.
You make good time.
Yeah, I forgot that the horse doesn't need to eat.
Did you learn anything interesting?
Well, sorry it took so long. There seemed to be kind of a trial period in order to get access to the main library, so that was fun to deal with. But when I eventually got into the library, I did learn a bit. Information that very, very ancient, that they didn't even have text for it. All they had were the remains of long broken mosaics that they had secured from some ancient temple somewhere. I don't know. But just to be sure, I pored over as many religious texts that I could find, and there was only one creature that I could find that, with symbolism of chains holding it down. It was a creature that they referred to as the Chained Oblivion. Does that ring any bells to any of you?
Does that ring any bells, the cleric?
Go ahead and make
I
a
don't know,
religion
does
check.
Dark's not going to roll because there's no way he could explain it if he gets a high roll.
I don't know. Dark,
That's fair.
You've known some really random
knows
shit
everything.
before.
Apparently not. I should have just given the other cleric.
That's appropriate for Dark.
Yeah. Basically, like, if you have a religious background, you have a lower DC than someone with a non-religious background like Dark.
Yeah.
What's so
It's just
four
that
doesn't
one
pass?
time when
Dark
Dark
just needs
rolled a
that
nat 20 on a fucking religion check.
He's like, oh, I know this.
This is the one deity I'm familiar with.
I heard it in passing when I was walking by somebody that mentioned it on a back corner.
You heard it from that one religious priest.
Who heard it
Alright,
from
so
a
we've
friend.
got...
Who heard it from a friend. Who heard it from another friend.
So, Ray and Ophelia. It's definitely understandable that the two of you would recognize this name. Morgul, it rings a bell, but
I probably haven't been studying as much as I should.
yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like I've only been a cleric for so long.
Yeah, exactly. You know more of like the general stuff. This is like some ancient, like, god bullshit. Jax, you would also know this.
As
so-
we know, draft schools sort of gloss over a lot of history.
Yeah, they're it's not the most open academic space. There's a lot of censorship. A lot
Some
of
very,
things.
very North Korean teaching.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. So, Ophelia, Ray, and Jax, you recognize this name. The Chained Oblivion is probably the oldest enemy of the prime deities. During the founding, the Chained Oblivion, basically it went mad and destroyed a bunch of shit. The deities were able to come together and confine it somewhere. But before they did, the insane thoughts of the Chained Oblivion came forth in the form that people today now refer to as the Abyss, the home of all demons. So, in a manner of speaking, the Chained Oblivion is the one that created the Abyss and is responsible for all demon life.
Hmm.
Great.
So,
I hope
Inter-
Farron's okay.
Yeah, isn't that
Yeah.
where you guys got pulled to?
Yeah.
Cool.
There isn't like any connection to, I don't know, the thing that we fought, having a chain that could impale somebody on it. I don't know. Just, coincidence.
I mean, we also saw chains where they were keeping the Spider Queen. I think that they're a fairly common aspect
Hey,
of how.
hold up. What in the Can you really tell me when it happened?
Did you not read that in Dark's journal?
Technically, Dark
I
showed
see.
the journal to Jax.
Yeah, technically you showed the journal to Jax.
Was that
So
not?
Morgul's now just finding out that you've been that deep into my culture.
We got in the Underdark the last time we were
Oh,
here.
right. Loth was behind a door that we didn't open.
No,
It's
we
good.
left that door very quickly.
Yeah, good idea. Stay the hell away from that
Forgot
door
about
from
that
now
until
on.
right now. Until this very
What's next? You're
moment.
gonna tell me? What's next? You're gonna tell me you said hi to several of my cousins or something?
I don't know. Do they?
I mean, if we
how
did,
would we
would've
know?
done-
Yeah, like that. Sorry, I guess maybe.
It's alright. I'm not as offended as you probably think I should be.
Anyway, larger problem at hand. Why am I getting vision? Why did I get a vision of potentially the chained oblivion being released? We all agree that that's bad, right?
Well,
It sounds pretty bad.
Ray, I'll give this to you because of your chosen deity. It's your understanding that being the oldest enemy of the prime deities, the chained oblivion is most likely the Archheart's greatest enemy.
Cool. I don't know what to do with that at the moment. I'm gonna think about it for a little bit. Ray just starts pacing again, trying to figure out what this all means.
Who has the flask with the liquor in it?
Ray takes a drink.
That explains a lot. I mean, she
May I
paces more
see
than
it,
I think
please?
Ophelia stares at me.
Ophelia just blinks.
She doesn't know how to respond to that.
Oh.
All right.
Ophelia steals the flask. Takes a drink out of it. And hands it back.
May I see that flask, please?
Yep.
Are we all just gonna take a shot now, apparently?
Is this one of the bottomless ones?
Yep.
Yes, it's a bottomless
You just
flask of
for a good 30 seconds just chugging from. Yeah, she just straight up chugs for a good 30 seconds and goes, "Okay, here you go."
Yeah.
How long
that's,
until he's gonna need to make a
That's
con
not
save?
wine. That's a hard alcohol. So if you're drinking for 30 seconds, that's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, how long
I
until
think
he needs to make
that's
a
fine.
con save?
He already did and rolled a 20.
I rolled a 6.
Sorry, a 30. I misread
Yeah, you
that.
rolled a 30,
My bad.
so apparently alcohol just does not affect you.
Rolling, you get
I
a
go,
good buzz
"What?"
going. You're not drunk, but you are buzzed.
I hand it back. I go, "Right, let's go kill shit and probably die then."
So now you're thinking
There
like
has-
me.
There has to be a reason, though. I don't.
Does anything
Don't
ever
right
happen for
here.
a reason
We're
in the
supposed to kill it.
universe?
Let's kill it.
Kill one of the most ancient evils that
Why not? We've
exists.
survived some pretty fucked up shit.
kill something that the prime deities couldn't destroy, so they chained it in the depths of the Underdark, probably the greatest enemy of the deity that I serve. Why?
We don't know if that's what it is. It could be anything down there. Let's kill it.
See, now that you're saying it out loud, retirement is sounding really good right about now.
I know.
We don't know what's down there until we get down there.
I mean, we know what's down there. She just said it out loud.
She also said she didn't know.
It's not that I
Mhm.
don't know, it's that I am not certain. This seems like the most likely reason, and maybe that's the reason that I got a vision like this, which is weird, I think.
Man.
I don't understand. And I don't like not understanding.
Out of character? Where's a MacGuffin when you need one?
While you all were having this conversation, Kato has been pretty quiet. He seemed to be deep in thought. And as you say that, Ray, that there's got to be a reason why you are getting these visions, he pipes up and says, well, you are the head of the Church of the Archheart, and if you're getting these visions, maybe you're meant to do something about it. All we know at the moment is that one of the chains holding this creature has broken. Maybe we have to go fix it.
Right, lead on. Let's go fix the chain. We won't have to kill it then. We just have to fix the chain.
But why now?
Is there anything else that you saw in your vision?
Aside from the chanting and the group of people trying to ascend, no, I saw this place and I saw the chain snapping.
You don't know, maybe like where they were?
Was I able to get an idea of where they might be?
All you know is that this traveling, floating city was above somewhere very frozen and very cold. You don't know exactly where. It could be the far north, it could be the far south, or just somewhere that's having a pretty harsh winter right now.
I don't.
How harsh of a winter
know.
would you say we're having right now?
On your continent, I'd say because you guys are up in the mountains and it is getting, it's like the first bits of snowfall of like early winter. I would say it hasn't gotten too crazy. While Dark's been on a couple of his hunting trips, he probably had to deal with some difficult terrain, trudging through some snow drifts, but other than that, it's been pretty easy walking along. Kato will, as you mentioned, the people chanting, he says, well, magic works here. I've only been here a week and had the chance to research everything. Where I come from, certain powerful magics require contingencies and loopholes. For example, if you wanted to, say, imprison something, you can't permanently imprison it. It's a delay tactic. You way where feasibly it's possible for them to be freed at some point in the unknown future. Perhaps when your prime deities were sealing away this this aberrant horror. One of the prerequisites for it getting out was part of the vision you saw, and hinting people inadvertently.
Oh,
Hello?
You kind of cut off there.
He just cut out.
Okay.
I thought it was me for a second. I'm like,
I was like,
Yeah, I was like, did my ping
too.
skyrocket or something sort of thing?
Well, my internet, like my Roll20's been going in and out all night. My internet's been going in and out for like 3 days.
Oh.
So
So how much of that did you guys hear?
you know,
that
you just want to start that over.
something about a prerequisite for escape.
Yeah,
Okay.
something like
Just sum up what Kato said. He referenced how where he comes from, magic has certain contingencies and loopholes to make it possible for high level magic to exist. For example, if you wanted to imprison someone, you wouldn't be able to imprison them. The way that you imprison them has to have some kind of way out for the prisoner to get out, some kind of feasible prerequisite of escape. So when the prime deities put away this guy, maybe they one of the things that they thought was so unlikely to happen was whatever the cloaked people did, and all that chanting and stepping through the portal broke the first lock that kept this creature down.
All right.
That
So-
would make sense.
So I guess we just gotta, relock the lock.
I don't know if there's a way. It might not be relocking it. It might be trying to understand what may cause the other chain to break. And seeing if somehow that is word we could spread around to the right people to try and prevent. I don't know. I didn't get a good enough look at the door to try to understand something like that.
Well, in the event it does get out, this is the only time, and the only time I'll ever quote my mother. She's always said, if it bleeds, you can kill it.
Well, up until a week ago, I would have told you that killing a deity would be difficult. However, we indirectly witnessed it.
She did prepare for a long time, though.
That too. That is also true. Also, does that technically make you my superior or something in the church?
Probably.
I'm fine with that, honestly.
Hmm.
Let's finish our rest and
Yeah, let's do that.
come up with an idea in the morning.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Really, Joe? Really?
You gave him an opening. I don't know why you're surprised. I would have been disappointed if Joe hadn't.
Right?
And
Same.
yeah, this is you're worried about my saying. At least I didn't mention a fishy joke.
Oh, God.
That's true. That is very true.
You did last.
That is
time.
very true.
So,
Anyway.
the rest of the night goes on with no problems. Kato joins the last watch for their part of the watch. He just kind of stands off to one side, probably like leaning up against the obelisk, and then just kind of standing there waiting.
All things considered, I'd say worse things could happen.
So the next morning comes around, and you all wake up.
Very well fed because I've been hunting for the last few days and bagged quite a few animals.
Yeah,
Thanks,
yeah.
If
Dark.
you look over
Mhm.
at Rakugmo, he's laying on a pillow of flowers.
It is the most
Not
precious
surprising.
thing.
If smartphones were a thing, we'd all be taking a picture.
Oh, 100%.
If we had people that watch the stream, there would be fan art,
Mm-hmm.
and I would love it.
So,
Hmm.
what's the party doing?
For the most part, you can just sort of see Morgul going through his stuff, just making sure that all of his shit's prepared.
When you go into your bag, you find a bunch of flowers.
The fuck? What the fuck, Rakugmo? Damn it!
It means he likes you.
But it's actually
Anyone else
like
want to check
most
their
of them
bags?
are just the stems.
It's
Can
just a stem to
Ophelia,
flowers.
check for flowers in her bag of holding?
Yeah, you check for flowers, and instead of finding one ping, you find several hundred.
He's just been stuffing our bags full of flowers.
Opens up my bag.
Just like
You
suddenly
find one.
everybody is.
You find
Right.
one.
I also check my bag.
You open it up, and you don't know where the flowers begin and where they end.
Dark
Holy
is not going to check his bag of holding.
The good thing is I'm just carrying a regular bag, so mine actually ends somewhere.
I like to think that while this was happening, Kato just kind of watched him like do this with a curious look on his
didn't
face,
say
but
anything?
just like
Probably.
it's probably fine.
Thanks for
fine.
Cookmo.
Everything's fine.
I just start emptying my bag of as many flowers as I can.
Ray starts nervously making daisy chains.
Well, you got
So,
plenty of work. You got plenty of resource to draw from.
Yep. What's our plan now?
We prepare, I guess, for potential death, potential harm. The idea of one of us going unconscious, losing a limb. I don't know. Any number of horrible things that could happen to you: poisoned, burned, smashed. Splattered across the wall. I don't know. Any number of horrible things, really.
Boy, you are a cheery fellow, aren't you?
It's just when I'm in the face of certain death, I tend to be more nihilistic. When I'm not in certain death, I'm very optimistic. Like I quite like the snow on the surface. I'm gonna be honest.
Ray squints a little and tries to remember a time she's ever go optimistic.
Like whenever you see Morgul not in peril, he's actually quite an optimistic person, and can be seen wandering Vasselheim, taking in everything.
Picture Margot just walking through the streets of Vasselheim with "I'm Walking on Sunshine" playing in the background.
That's what I was just thinking, yeah.
Basically, like realistically, he hasn't actually seen a surface graveyard before.
Just went right outside the temple to the Raven.
He's kind of oblivious. Let's be real. He's been oblivious to a lot of things since he's been with you guys.
I guess.
And Ophelia can attest to that.
It's true.
With the sound of slight defeat.
Well, we have an idea of what we might be going up against. Is everyone still on board to go?
Well, someone's got to keep you alive. I'm in.
You know I'm in.
Well, I've already said let's go kill shit, but yeah, let's go.
I've only been here for, well, I guess it's been 2 weeks now, but it's not exactly enough time to come up with a reason why I wouldn't want to die, so why not?
Realistically, you could just leave right now and I wouldn't blame you.
Me neither.
Just like, you guys are crazy, peace, and just disappears. No.
Rides off into the sunset.
On his brake horse, speed horse.
Break horse, speed horse.
It's so
That's a
stupid.
word. Going so fast, you don't break your neck, you break the whole damn horse.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough. All right. So, with that, the party pretty much in agreement to head down into the depths of the Underdark one more time.
Nothing like going home.
Not happy about it.
Oh, believe me, Morgan's not thrilled to be going back to the Underdark.
Nobody's happy to be going down.
It's like I spent my life trying to escape this place, and now you're making me go back.
We're not forcing you. You're welcome to leave if you really want.
Someone's got to keep you alive. It's the only reason Morgan's coming. Someone's got to keep most of you alive. That and Ophelia.
I mean, there's a decent amount of healing in this party, but whatever.
Upon realizing that cats don't have dark vision, which is stupid.
I knew that. I
For
knew
the
that.
record.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, going off that, like, light coming in through the tunnel was what the cat was going off of.
Cool. But before we go in,
Is there?
gonna change it into a lizard because they do have dark vision.
All right.
I can
If
cast.
you ever make note of that, Morgul, you will blow his fucking mind.
Listen, I thought about making it into a spider, but I thought that would be too much after the whole Spider Queen thing.
You know, I can cast light. Yes.
I mean, I can see in the
Most
dark
of us
just
can.
fine.
Mm.
All of us can see in the dark except Dark.
I got
He
night
is-
vision goggles. I'm good.
He's got goggles. It's in case we need to scout around a little bit. I'd rather have something with me that is also
Something
able
small
to
for
see in the dark.
reconnaissance.
Yeah, it can, climb on the walls and whatnot. I don't need it to see, but I would like.
It's actually funny at the mention a thing about how you were going to make it a spider, but then thought against it. Kato reaches behind him and from his hood, which is currently down and behind his back, he reaches and pulls a large spider that just kind of sits in his hand. He's like this spider?
I don't have
Yeah.
a problem with that, but I feel like someone who might have had arachnophobia could be freaked out by that just now.
I've seen weirder shit.
I'm good.
Don't worry. She's gentle.
I would imagine so. I've seen weirder.
Let's get walking.
All right. As you get walking, as kind of muttering to himself, you hear Kato say, last time I went into the Underdark, there was a glowing tree that granted wishes. I doubt it will be as nice this time.
What?
What the What world? Can we trade planes of existence?
I have so many questions.
Like,
It's
if
a
you
long.
tell me, all right, just going to accept the fact that there's an alternate universe where there's a tree in the Underdark that grants wishes. Okay,
We survived this. I want that story.
If we survive this, I'm plane shifting over there.
same here. Sounds like a better place to, retire maybe. I don't know. Vacation sounding really good.
Yeah, it was pretty.
All right, let's get walking.
All right. So, for the sake of brevity, your party, you're all pretty high level, so you don't run into many problems that give you pause in the Underdark.
At
Just prowling creatures that you run into and are easily able to dispatch with no problems. And as you continue traveling throughout the entire process, Ray, you feel that pull getting more and more intense with every step you take.
Are we taking the same path as before? Does it, at some point, did we like diverge off of that path?
Make a survival check.
Can I give her advantage for dealing with the Underdark?
Like the last time, if Ophelia or Dark wanted to help, then
sure.
yeah, she would have advantage.
Yeah.
I'll help.
Cool.
Or
My
maybe Dark
sweet,
help.
with my sweet +0 survival.
If you want, I could do some guidance maybe.
All right. With that 15, I would say you remember these tunnels being very confusing as they all just seem to twist around and randomly separate into different directions, different paths you could possibly take, some that go on for miles, some that end in dead ends, and some that do both. As you are descending down with that roll, I would say you can tell you are not taking the same path that your party took the first time.
I mentioned that to the party.
Well, that's
if I get a moment, I would like to slip a folded piece of paper to Ophelia while we are traveling.
Okay.
Ophelia, how subtle are you in reading the note? Do you just like obviously look at it immediately, or do you like wait until you're alone and read it?
She'll probably fall back and open it.
I've sent it to her.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. Then yeah, you read that note.
Mm-hmm.
Sure do.
All right. So, So as you travel, it's not that bad of a trip, really. Because whenever you go to take a long rest, you see Kato pull out of his bag a thick black leather-bound book, and after a couple minutes, a large black dome appears on the ground where he was. You recognize this as a spell that Athos Prime used to cast into the.
By the way, I'd also like to mention I'm still carrying what's her name's Necromancer Vampire Husband's tome.
All right, I don't know what that does.
Neither do I. It's still in my inventory.
Yeah. What languages do you know again?
Common, Elvish, Infernal.
It's a weird one, Infernal.
Yeah. Is that it? Yeah, you wouldn't be able to read it if that's all you know.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying it's still there. I was just mentioning it to the party that I'm still carrying this fucking thing.
I mean, do we really want to open something like that down here when we know we're going towards essentially the chained ruler of the abyss?
I'm just saying I could give it to that guy, say pointing to where Kato was.
I mean, I can cast a spell now that would allow me to read it. I just don't want to. I'm not that curious.
What?
I'm a little
don't- we-
concerned as to what it might be.
What?
We barely know him, so if something happens to him, not really.
What's it
sorry
written
for.
As you're having that conversation, Kato's head pokes out through the dome. It's like, I can hear you, right?
Yes.
Yes, I was very aware of that.
Well,
You want the book?
I mean, if you don't want to hold on to it, I can take it, but
I mean, it was in the
with
previous
context
game.
clues, it sounds evil.
Yeah.
Good job using those context clues.
If
He'll
you
just
want.
hand it. He'll just put it in front of him,
All right,
like in front of where his head is, and just leave it there. Walk away.
I guess
Just like it's your problem now, sort of
Kato
thing.
will
but not
look
saying it
in
aloud.
the book. Is he insane now? I don't.
No.
All right.
I'm
Great.
just like, here, it's your problem now. I'm not gonna say it aloud though. Just like you deal with it.
What language is it in, Josh?
It's an abyssal.
You cut out. What'd you say?
It's written in abyssal.
Oh, I speak Abyssal. That's fun.
Yeah. The fun book.
Kato just for maybe 2 seconds looks back at Moriel. You realize this is the language of demons, right?
Didn't know, okay?
You've just been carrying this around. How long?
Longer
Couple-
than we'd like to admit.
Yeah, longer than I'd like to admit. I also brought it on the seas with me too.
That's right, we had it during the time skip.
Well, you're still here, so
Mhm.
I guess.
I mean, I didn't read it.
Great. Well, later, when we're not going on a suicide mission, I'll take a look at it. Continuing along, I'll also say another thing that you notice as you're traveling. with Kato, he never seems to sleep. He takes a watch when he goes to take a watch at the beginning of the night. He doesn't go to sleep at the end of that watch. He just continues into the next watch as you guys switch shifts. And it's not like Morgul, where Morgul kind of like sits cross-legged on the ground and goes into a trance. He's just over to one side reading a book all night long. And the next morning, he doesn't look tired at all, and he just keeps going.
If I wasn't an elf, I'd find it very creepy. For the less like a sleep thing.
It's weird. I just don't know what to do with it.
At least he's not staring at us in our sleep.
That you know
That
of.
you know.
Yeah, I was about to say, are you aware of that?
He doesn't seem to like be paying much of you that much attention. However, at the same time, not much gets past him. It's like you think like he's completely in depth in whatever book he's reading, and then just offhandedly he'll have a remark for some conversation you were having, even though he wasn't part of it, because you thought he was doing his own thing. But
he's sort of like always present and never present at the same time.
Kinda, yeah.
Well,
All right.
By the way, I'm also carrying a sensor that I've never had used.
A sensor, like
the thing that you
like the incense
gives
sensor.
off smoke. Yes, one of those. I'm also carrying a block of incense too.
Oh, that probably came with like your like priest.
Yeah, my kid.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with my kid. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
he's
that's
carrying
just
all
basic
this shit.
bitch incense. Whenever like you did anything casting wise that required incense, that's how you did it.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's carrying all this shit and nobody's paid any attention to all the shit dangling off of him.
Well,
I mean,
he
at
keeps
this
it
point,
concealed.
Ray is probably like dropping incense behind her because she's just stashed so much of it.
Oh man! All
There's
right.
something up with
Marking the
Kato, and
way
I don't know
with
what
a
it is.
very distinct smell.
All right. So
Driving me nuts.
fast forward 3 weeks later, traveling in the Underdark. It's around this time, Ray, that this tugging sensation that you've been following this whole time, it's starting to become slightly debilitating. And as you are getting closer, the tugging that was almost like constant before is kind of like starting to match a weird rhythm as you get closer. Just kind of a bump 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 bump.
This totally doesn't sound like a Doctor Who reference at all.
I know, right? It's great. I mean, have you seen the Druid? Basically,
Yeah.
Doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, what's next? We just gonna unleash the Master on?
The worse it gets, the more she like holds her holy symbol and kind of like starts muttering prayers under her mouth, like under her breath.
I'd also like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Cool.
Oh, not gonna lie, that's kind of how I pictured Kato.
All right.
She's got one lace, yeah.
At one point you kind of like stumble a little bit as it intensifies a bit more, but kind of assuring your friends that it's no problem. You press on, continuing on.
Okay.
So, it's around this 3-week mark when you come into a tunnel that seems to be leading towards a chamber. However, as you get to the end of the tunnel that leads to this large chamber, at the mouth of the tunnel are the ornate doors of what looks to be a holy temple.
Do any of us recognize? Is there any like symbolism on there?
You would have to get closer to see it. With your dark vision, it's hard to make out details. That or a light source would help.
I look at everybody else and say, do we want to move closer to get a better look? Do we want to make some light? Or I guess I could send my lizard closer. And if something happens, then it just poofs away.
That
I think is how that works.
Sounds like a good
First.
plan. Send in the this expendable member of the party.
Yeah, I put my lizard on the ground and I grab Ophelia's shoulder and I send it forward.
All right. So, the lizard goes waddling in the direction of this large temple that this tugging sensation that you have is clearly pulling you towards. And as it gets close, you notice two things. One, there is no decay or age to this temple, almost as if it's brand new. And two, there is iconography on the outside the temple. The iconography being that of the Spider Queen Lolth.
You wish to share any of that information?
I bring my familiar back first. And then I say, this is definitely where I'm being led. But this is for some reason, untouched, undecayed, unaged temple to the Spider Queen.
I would say also, Ray, you can tell that the tug isn't coming from the temple. It's as if the temple is blocking your way.
Okay. Then I rephrase it to match that.
So what you're saying is we potentially have to go through a temple to my most hated part of my culture. Okay, this is great. I'm probably gonna have to deal with more of me.
So
I-
you're coming down here and facing one of your biggest fears. Yep, we've been there.
Yeah, she's not
Yeah.
exactly fond of anybody that worships my god either.
Yeah, I'm aware of that part. Maybe that was drilled into our heads several times over.
But at the same time, we've seen where she's kept, and that is not this place.
Well, that's better. It's better news. Either way, we're gonna have to deal with a lot of, me. Maybe some half me's and half spiders. Who knows?
I plan on going through here regardless, but I mean, we've been down here for 3 weeks, so it's a little late for anybody to come back now. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I'm not going to force anybody through here that doesn't want to go.
Fuck it. You've given me an even more bigger incentive to go. You get the sense he'd rather perform genocide on his entire race than, leave now.
Well, if we're all ready, then let's get moving.
All right. So, as you move towards the temple, I would like a marching order.
Oh,
Ray?
Ophelia will be close to the front.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Ray
be
would
fairly
be Ray
close
would be
to the
second.
front. Fairly
Ray
close
would
to the front.
Ray would
All right.
be behind somebody slightly
I would
beefier.
I would be next to at the front.
All right, so Jax and Ophelia in the front, followed by Ray and Morgul, it sounds like.
Yeah, he's gonna be close to the front. He wants to look him in the eyes when he drains the life from him.
Rakugma would be in the back.
All right.
I'll be in front of her.
Rakugmo in the back. And
How
Dark.
long would it take us to?
I'll say
Get
that Kato is right next to Dark then. So it's Jax and Ophelia, followed by Morgul and Ray, followed by Kato and Dark, with Rakugmo bringing up the rear. Cool. I would say with everybody's dark visions, it would be 50 feet ahead of you is the temple doors.
All right, not gonna take long then.
Did I
Yeah.
see a clear way to like open the doors when I was scouting ahead?
Not really.
Were you able to determine if they are push or pull?
They seem to be push doors. They open inward.
Ophelia, Jax, two of you like to do the honors?
Yeah.
All right. So, as the party makes their way towards the temple and Jax and Ophelia start to move towards the door to push it open, there's a rumble and the two great doors just open in of their own accord. And you can see that right at the entrance of the door is a thick layer of black smoke.
Cool.
And then Dark Souls music starts playing. No, just kidding. You have to go through the fog cloud to get to the music.
I don't think any of us have a way of dissipating this. Unless I'm mistaken.
Not really.
We could cast a light on a rock and throw it into the mist and see what happens.
It's true.
Anybody opposed to this plan?
Sounds good.
Well,
All right. Ray finds a little pebble, casts light on it, throws it into the mist.
okay.
And tells everybody to be ready as she does so.
Yeah. You throw the light rock into the mist. As soon as it passes over the threshold, you can sense that the light spell on the rock has been dispelled.
Does it look at all or like feel at all like it did when we were down here before and we were in that didn't work?
No, this is different. Before,
Okay.
when you tried casting certain spells, they would just either not work or give weird effects that were not the norm of the magic.
Okay.
It was as if the black smoke itself dispelled the rock light.
Okay. Cool. I wasn't sure because all I have written down from there is heebie-jeebie cavern. And
Nice.
Heebie cavern.
Heebie-jeebie
sense.
cavern.
dash magic don't work.
Nice.
Quality note taker.
Yep, that's great.
Well,
10 out of 10.
shall we continue forward then?
Lead on.
All right, we keep walking then.
All right, so You all brave the black smoke, and as Jax and Ophelia get to the other side of the black smoke, you hear the doors close behind you, and the black smoke dissipates so that everyone can see that you are standing in a large open temple, kind of grand hall, and completely populating this temple, staring at you guys, is a large amount of drow who just kind of look at you as you walk in.
We just looked back.
Yeah, I feel like Morgul needs to be here.
Did Nestor just pop out? Oh, he's not here.
Yeah,
His
he
network
said be right
died.
back.
Well, we can take like a 5-minute break while we wait for Nestor to
I would
come
love
back.
that.
Seeing how he's kind of integral to this whole encounter.
That makes sense.
Okay, 5-minute break.
Yeah, just 5-minute break.
Thank God.
Did someone want to? Excuse me.
welcome back. So, as I stated, the doors have closed behind all of you. The black cloud has completely dissipated, and you are standing in the middle of this grand hall of this temple with Drow to either side, and Morgul, as your vision clears and you see around in this dimly lit area, you recognize 3 people. Directly ahead of you, on a upper land, on a kind of like a raised dais, you see a very elderly looking drow woman. You've never spoken to this woman before, but every drow that lived in your home city knew exactly who she was. This woman's name is Fostra Obnixilis.
Bashra, Nixilus?
O-B, Nixilus. Nixilus.
Alright. Vashra of Nixilus.
That actually wasn't a random name generator, Joe. I just came up with that.
Off the top of your head right now.
Well, not off the top of my head right now, but off the top of my head 10 minutes before we started, and I wrote it down.
Okay.
Alright.
It's better.
Yep.
You're better at making up names than I am.
Okay.
Yeah. In the political structure of your home city, she was the matron of the Obnixilis family, which was the highest family in Drow society.
Mm-hmm.
Standing next to her, bedecked in a elaborate kind of ornate armor that accentuates his handsome features, is your half-brother, Dakan.
Dakan Dotar.
And nearby, also up on that dais, is your half-sister, Dakan's older sibling, Cylindra.
Cylindra Dotar. So, yeah, they definitely know that I've turned my back on society.
And up there with them is another dangerous-looking drow man that you don't recognize, but he looks pretty beat up and looks like he can handle himself in a fight.
Yep, I think... Y'all still want to lead with the plan of letting Morgul do the talking?
I think we have to.
It's
Alright.
better than any other plan.
Alright.
And as you're kind of having this
At this point, he's like...
mental, like, trying to, like, take all this in, all this
like,
backstory hitting you in the face right now,
he's like stealing himself? Like,
the half-brother, Dakan, says in Undercommon...
Oh my god, Ophelia knows it.
So, Ophelia, you understand this too.
so do I.
My, is that little Momo I see over there?
Oh god, stop calling me Momo.
It
Ophelia's
is
smart.
him! Cylindra, look, little Momo has come back. And you see Cylindra just scowl at you and just kind of mutter under her breath, "So it would seem." A little bit of information to know as well, while that exchange in a language you don't understand. Rakugmo and Dark being in the back, you notice that Kato was right next to you guys when you went into the darkness, and as you came out of the darkness, he's completely vanished.
Oh boy.
Shit.
Oh, great. And I'm pretty sure I'm aware that returning to the Underdark usually means death for me, so yeah, I'm assuming I'm on the right track here, Mike, for Morgul's fate.
Dakan starts making his way down these stairs in your direction, and he says, "Well, don't you sit there, Dakan." Wait, no, his name's Dakan.
Yeah,
Momo.
his name's
Sorry.
Khan.
Whoops.
Don't you sit there, Momo. Come here and give your big brother a hug. And then he kind of stops and turns back towards Fostra, and he says, "If that is okay with you, my mistress."
I'm gonna inside the fuck out of my own half brother.
Go for it.
I don't trust my own half brother, okay?
I mean, why would you?
I wouldn't either.
And so you currently have no reason to.
Yeah. 9. As far as I can tell, my own half brother is being sincere in his attempts to befriend me again.
He seems like all he wants is to greet you warmly. And he...
I'll walk up to him.
Alright. I'll say that you guys are about 60 feet away from each other, so I'd say, like, you kind of brush past Jax and Ophelia and kind of meet him in the middle somewhere.
Yeah. Thankfully, I will go up to him, grasp both his hands, and sort of do... I'm assuming we're basically on good terms, hopefully, and hopefully he'll remember an old handshake we used to do.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. So now you will just see Morgul and his person that you've never heard of before do some weird handshake, and hopefully everything goes well here.
As you shake his hand, a bolt of electricity passes through your arm, dealing 22 points of lightning damage to you.
Fucking knew it! I fucking knew it!
And he just busts out laughing, kind of like bending over in your face, kind of pointing, like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you fell for it again! Oh!"
Oh god. You wherever the jokes are.
Solidra, did you see that? I shocked him just like we used to do when we were boys.
Oh god. What has it been? 80 years?
It has been 90, in fact.
Oh god. Still haven't changed one bit. Listen, I'm here with a couple friends, and one potentially more than a friend. We need to get through. There's some pretty dark shit about to go down, hopefully, that we can avoid, that involves one chained oblivion. Sorry to throw this at you right
When you start talking, it looks like he's about to say something, and then you say chained oblivion, and the smile on his face just drops a bit, and he kind of looks over his shoulder at Vostra, and he says, he says kind of under his breath a bit, "My God, you really don't know."
I've been out a while, brother.
No. You just walked into the hornet's nest.
What's going on?
Before he can say anything, Fostra will stand up and she says, actually, in a heavily accented common to all of you, so it would seem that all of you have come here for the very same reason that we are here. You too have sensed the presence of the Oblivion stirring in his prison. We have come here on orders from our mistress.
Huh.
Well, that's unfortunate because I think I'm here on orders of mine. And I believe that it's going to put us on opposing sides of this argument.
Yes, I do believe that we would not come eye to eye. She kind of glares at you, Ray, because I'm assuming your holy symbol is out in the
Yeah.
open.
Oh yeah. No, it's real obvious.
And
I'm gonna glare back.
you like everyone knows that after the Chained Oblivion, the Spider Queen is a very close second for the Archheart's greatest enemy.
Yep.
It's fine, guys. We're fine.
Sorry,
I'm just
I
gonna
missed part
glare
of that
right
because
back.
I kind of missed part of that because my network died again.
It was just Fostra glaring at the follower of the Archheart, which behind the Chained Oblivion, the Spire Queen is a very close second in the greatest enemy of the Archheart.
And Ray
Yeah,
is
I-
100% glaring back.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's a
Might
lot,
as
lot of
well.
tension in this room. And she
Yeah.
says, well, that is a bit of a predicament. However,
Mhm.
you have entered our abode here,
I'm aware of
and
that.
interestingly enough, there is no way out for you.
I'm also aware of that too, considering we all know what happens to a drow who escapes our society and comes back, so yeah, there's that.
Do we see
Oh,
a way
yes.
out of this room? Is there like
You,
another
you
door
look
in the
around and you don't see another door in this place. The only door being the big double doors behind you that are very shut. And they did open in and have now closed, and you don't see handles on the inside to pull it open again.
Cool.
Yeah.
At this point, can I get the sense that we're not gonna leave here alive and in one piece?
You get that sense a little bit. She says, "Oh yes, we will definitely make an example out of you." How do you say your last name again? I can never remember.
Dotar.
What was that?
Dotar.
Just Dotar. Okay, I thought it was more complicated than that because of all the
No.
apostrophes.
No.
It's a trick.
Elves.
Yeah. She says, "Oh no, we will definitely make an example of you, last son of Dotar. Tell
Oh,
me,
my.
are you aware of your family's current state?"
I'm aware that my mother's dead, my father's dead. Alive, I don't know. If
Oh, your father is dead. That is news to us. We did not know that.
Yeah.
Just FYI, Dark has the crossbow trained on this evil drow that shocked my friend, and he grabs his necklace and whispers into it, "Say the word," and I start shooting. And touch the
Yeah,
earring.
you have
I
your
actually don't have one
crossbow
of I actually
knocked,
don't have one of
and
those
there
necklaces.
is about 24 crossbows aimed at you, Dark.
Perfectly fine.
I actually don't have one of those necklaces, so you're just saying
I give
something
you an
into the
earring.
void.
No, yeah, he gave you a necklace. You have
I
one.
know it's.
Oh yeah, it's a
like
ring. It's a ring.
It was an earring.
Earring, yeah.
Clip on.
Alright.
Fucking
That's right,
clip
we
on.
had magic
Oh my
clip-ons.
god.
I had a
Oh. Someone
Alright.
was a little too scared to get their ear pierced. All right. Yeah, she said well, you
Well-
might be interested to know that after you and your father's sudden departure,
Mhm.
your mother fell out of the graces of our Spider Queen. And
course.
when that happens, there's not much you can do for that family.
Yeah. It's either kill or be killed. And I imagine she probably got killed. Right?
For someone that's left so young, you remember a great deal of our ways. But yeah, she did die, and I should let you know that I was the one to avenge her death and adopted her kids into my family.
Alright.
Dakan has been a very helpful attendant, and Cylindra shows much promise. Several of my daughters have already mysteriously disappeared.
And let me guess. You may or may not have been involved in her death to begin with either, have you?
Oh no. That blame entirely falls on you and your father. If you had not left, she would not have fallen out of grace, and then she would not have become a target.
And let me guess, she was your target, wasn't she?
Why would I care about her standing in the city? I have been on top for several centuries now. No one has come close to me.
She was very close, wasn't she? A very devout woman, what I remember.
She may have thought so, but I have my ways.
Insight.
But anyway,
I'm inciting the fuck out of her.
you and your friends. Oh yeah, go ahead and insight check her if you want.
I just want to know if she was the one who pulled the trigger.
Hey, nice.
With the dice work her story.
Surprisingly enough, she seems to be telling the truth about being the one to avenge your mother's death. You would know about drow politics is it is very against there's a lot of backstabbing, but the interesting thing about backstabbing in drow society is it is crazy illegal to attack another noble house. If you are caught, then your entire family is ostracized and destroyed without honor. But if you are able to do it without anyone being able to connect it back to you, then everybody who thinks it might have been you gives you praise. And of course, you deny any such claims. But
Orgel can basically put a few pieces of the puzzle together.
Yeah, you're able to tell that whoever this third-party house was that attacked your house after you left, they weren't as stealthy as they could have been, and so seizing an opportunity, being the top dog that Fastra Obnixilis is, she went after the guilty party without prejudice.
He also gets the feeling she might have had a hand.
Actually, no. Even with a nat 20, you don't sense that she had any ill will towards your mother. like they might have not been on the best of terms because being the top dog, she's a target for everyone, including your mother.
Mhm.
But when you're the target for everyone, one house isn't going to be as big of a deal as keeping tabs on every house, because there are quite a few drow noble houses. But continuing on, she says, "Well, anyway, you and your friends, you will be taken. If need be, your friends will be suitable sacrifices if they survive the journey. And when this whole affair is done, I'm sure they will get us a pretty penny on the slave market back at the city. As for you, as I said,
Execution.
yeah,
Torture then execution, probably.
more execution by torture.
Either way, I will be tortured and executed in any way, shape, or form, basically.
Exactly. So, that being said, she motions to the drow on either side, and a couple of them nearby the party start moving forward with manacles in hand. And Dakan is still standing next to you, and he says, "Trust me, brother. These surface dwellers, they don't know our ways. Let them fall. I have gained Mistress Obnixlus's ear. She listens to me. I might be able to get you off alive. What's left of you, anyway. It's a good deal. You should take it."
I'm basically inciting everything that's being said to me.
Make another insight check.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be telling the truth. He would
actually-
try to get you out of death.
Alright, seeing as how there's no real other thing for it to, seeing how there's like, how many drow were in here?
I would say, at least 40. Oh wait, no, I did my math wrong. At least 30.
Dark, how many do you think you could kill?
Are we doing this or what?
I'm just wondering if you guys.
The
wanna
drow are
go-
getting closer with their manacles to the party.
I slam my staff into the ground and I'm gonna cast Fireball.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Where?
I'm just gonna say.
I want it obviously like not where it's going to hit us, so if I need to put the edge where the manacles are,
Try
people with the
not
manacles
to,
are fine. I'm gonna try to avoid his brother or his half brother.
Try to avoid hitting my siblings, saying.
I'm gonna do
Well,
my best,
that
all
would-
right?
That
There's
would
still
be
one-
a good idea, seeing how Morgul is standing right next to his brother.
There's one thing he'd like to say before that happens.
Okay, well, first, before you say that one thing, Ray, where are you pointing the fireball at?
I want. Can I not? Can I hit the
there's-
manacled people without hitting Morgul?
Oh yeah, they're coming in from the sides. There's 3 coming from the right towards you, Ophelia, and Dark, and 2 coming in from the left towards Jax and Rakugmo.
Then I'm gonna aim. I'll aim for the 3 coming towards us.
All right, and
The 3 coming
actually,
towards me.
if you aim it right, you can get an additional 3 guys that are just kind of standing off to one side.
Would love to do that.
Oh,
All right,
guys
cool.
the random stormtroopers are going to be in the way.
Yep.
All right. So before that happens, Morgul, what's the last thing you say to your brother before shit hits the fan?
Yeah, because my siblings are the only one who will understand it. We will say infernal that. I
Actually,
would hate this to be messy.
you would know they don't speak Infernal; they speak Abyssal.
I And I'll say in a tongue that we share that else would
Well, it'd be
understand.
Undercommon or Elvish.
It would have to be Elvish.
Okay.
I'd hate for this to be messy for you two. Try to stay out of the way. I want you two to live.
I would say that's about as much as you get out as Ray points her staff to one side and lets loose the fireball, which Morgul, you see your brother notice you speaking, like taking in what you're saying, and then noticing Ray put her staff up, and he just quickly puts his hand up and does a quick hand sign, and the fireball sizzles. I would like everybody to roll initiative. I will bring you onto the map
My brother
momentarily.
knows counterspell.
Yep.
That's unfortunate for me and my staff.
Good.
For me and my staff charges.
Oop. Yep. So.
Dark starts firing.
Oh wait, actually, it is a power staff, isn't it? So he has to make a roll because that's technically at 5th level.
It
Oh
is
fuck,
indeed.
we are very much surrounded on all sides.
All right.
I'm just saying, if they wanted to take me down, they could have done it already. But I guess there's no satisfaction in that.
All right. Actually, the fireball goes off. I only rolled an 11.
Yes.
All right. So, go ahead and roll that 5th level fireball damage. Let's do that first. All right. All right. And even if they succeed, these 6 guys get fried.
I think they're very, very dead.
That is more than twice their hit points,
Eh,
so they are dead.
not playing around.
All right. Who is controlling Jax?
I don't know.
I would prefer that it is not me, because I have 9 character sheets open.
There's a lot of character sheets.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can do it.
All right. You're in as a player right now, right, Josh?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'll give you control then. Where is Jax?
Hopefully,
Oh, I'll
have this go well. Oh wow!
There you go,
There you
Ophelia.
go.
Good job.
I love when the dice work for sake of stuff.
I love how Ophelia's dice always work for initiative.
I think at this point, it's like when the person you took on one day just ends up meeting part of the family, and it's like, oh shit, I was not expecting this much drama.
Our lives
like
are
you
always drama.
It's like y'all just got thrown into the deep end of drama politics.
Eh, you know.
Welcome to the Underdark.
I don't think we were expecting much different.
Yep. This was gonna happen either way. If we ended up going to the Underdark, this was gonna happen eventually.
Let's see.
I'm torn. Do I want the siblings to live? I mean, ideally, if we take out the head of, I don't know, Drow Society, the top dog, maybe we create some kind of power vacuum. I doubt that would happen.
All right. You should have access to Jax's character sheet now, there, Josh. Oh. Here, show to player. You should have it up now.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Damn it! The one time I didn't have a melee weapon ready too.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
It's alright, I got plenty of spells. Quite surprised you didn't put any Drider in that.
Well, I mean, Drider are not worthy to be in the presence of a matron.
Closer to it. Sure, he was just freeballing it that day.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
He's a baby. God damn it.
Oh my god. Sorry for the momentary loss. I did not get a chance to pre-roll initiatives because I was too busy furiously putting drow stats into Roll20. Because the only
Fine.
drow that they have on the Roll20 compendium is basic bitch drow.
Oh right.
Is that who I barbecued?
Yes. Those are the basic bitch drow. They're just called drow. There's not like drow mercenary or drow warrior, and so I was like, well, what's a basic bitch name for a drow fighter? Let's call them drow soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
So you just barbecued 6 drow soldiers.
And I'm gonna keep
Perfect.
doing it.
Yes.
Just try not to kill the siblings. I wanted to.
I'm
try
gonna
to-
try, alright?
Trying our best.
Try to kill them.
Yeah, unlike Dark, I would like one brother to be alive.
Oh.
Oof.
Ouch.
Oof.
That hurt.
Oof.
Family, what's that? Right.
He is your half brother. Same
Yeah.
mom, different dad.
Yeah. He's still related by blood though. Half blood, but blood.
Kinda.
nonetheless. I mean, either way, Dark gets first shot.
No, Jax does.
You rolled a 22.
Jax has a 24.
Oh shit, I forgot about that part. I didn't scroll all the way down.
24
Math
is
is
higher
hard.
than a 22.
Everybody,
Last I
no
checked.
one move. No one move until Ophelia goes. I have a really good idea.
Ophelia has good ideas. Ray would like to AoE the shit out of this combat.
Oh, nice. I rolled a nat 1 for your brother. He's really confused why his counterspell didn't work.
It's like, damn it, that should have worked.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think he was like, damn it, I was waiting for. It was like, it's that moment where like, he's like, I've been waiting to use that for years. I finally got the chance to, and it failed. Damn it.
It's like that was gonna be cool.
Ray just yells, "Do better! It sucks, doesn't it?"
All right. So, before we get into the actual initiative, Dark was holding his action, pointing his crossbow at the brother. So, are you shooting the brother, Dark?
No, I was actually going to aim for the guys with the manacles coming at us.
Better choice.
All right. Then, yeah, that's fine. I'll let you do it then. Just in future reference, let me know if you switch your target
Mhm.
of what you're holding your action for. Yeah, it's the 2 guys right here are the ones
Gotcha.
coming at you with manacles. So go ahead and roll your attacks. 14 will just barely miss.
Damn it. Are you kidding?
Oh.
Oh.
Hey.
Took off that sharpshooter.
Yeah, because I gave it 2 chances, but 2 fails. Fuck off.
Did you want a bonus action curve one of those shots?
Actually, yes, I would like to.
All right. Curving it towards the other guy with the manacles?
Yes.
Oof. All right.
Ouch. That 34.
Yeah.
He's very
That's,
dead.
that's pretty bad.
I would actually say
Don't
if the
remember which
first one
one-
missed, I would actually say if the first
Alright.
one missed, the second shot would have been the curved shot, and then the next 2 would have been my next 2 shots.
You want to save that natural
That's
20
fine.
for someone
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, that's that's totally fine.
Well, that's just technically how
Um,
it would have been fired, in all honesty.
I'm gonna actually move. I'm gonna switch these two guys so I can right away take the initiative count drow out of the combat, so I don't accidentally delete him off the order. And then this guy, no, I'll just X out all. No, actually, it's the more you guys kill, the easier it's gonna be on roll 20. So I'm just gonna X that guy out and just completely get rid of him. Great. So that was all 3 of your attacks, correct?
Yep, and then I've got a couple things I gotta do. Move
All
up
right,
here,
well-
protect my
Well,
friends.
it's not your turn. This is reaction,
that's right.
held action. Yeah.
Yeah, then that's all right.
As you let loose your crossbow bolts, at the same time, and this actually might have been why you missed those first 2 shots. Suddenly, a mini sun just appears in the center of the room, shining bright sunlight over the entire room.
And the one drow party member is now screwed.
Yes,
That's
but
weird.
so are all the other drow.
It's
Yeah.
such a good net gain.
God damn it, so is Rakugmo.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Rakugo's also
Rakugo actually
affected
would
by
also
this?
have disadvantage.
Oops.
Oh.
Kobolds, man.
Let's ruin 2 people's sight for us, but about 30 for them.
Mhm.
Tough.
And
One of them is on
because
major
he
damage.
cast a where the fuck?
Let's get out.
Dirk would have had to actually lift his night goggles to see for the next couple shots.
Yeah, probably.
He would have been blinded by that sun for a second too.
All right. Because he casts a spell, Kato reveals himself over on that side of the room.
Jesus Christ.
Which one is him?
The one at the top right that's a circle, not a square.
Oh,
that
that was
guy
actually
right
off my screen.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, now that it's in my screen. Good.
All right, so that's all the held actions, which brings us to Jax,
Okay.
played by Josh tonight.
Woo! Me! Alright. X is gonna go. If I knew her kit better. There's a lot of shit on here.
Yeah. You got a lot of choices on what to hit.
Yeah.
Also, you got a giant elk to deal with too.
Let's just say the giant elk isn't there because I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, you don't want to
Food.
you know.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Jax is gonna go. Jax is gonna go right here,
Sure.
and Jax is gonna use her necrotic shroud.
Oh, all right. And that's everything within 10 feet, is it?
Yep.
So that will actually get one of those drow on that diagonal line nearby.
That one there.
Yeah. Is it a charisma save? Yes.
Yep.
What is the DC? Never mind, that's a 3. They all fail. Alright, so they are all frightened of Jax for the next minute.
Next round.
Oh, next round, that's right. The damage is the minute one. Right.
Yep.
Alright. So,
No bonus
that-
left. So
Did you want to like light up the flame tongue sword as your bonus action? I
Oh,
think you
that's
have
right.
to.
Yeah, she's got
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, then you light up your sword as well. Great. Which will bring us back to dark.
Okay, so I'm gonna fire again. Down towards these guys.
Which one are you firing at? Ah, got it. Thank you. I was scrolled up. I didn't see that.
Ah, okay.
Then... Oh, probably want to get off of GM layer.
That might help.
That would probably
That
help.
guy, you shoot that guy and he goes down.
And the guy up to his right.
Ooh, nice. That's right, I'm just going to X these guys. Yep, that critical hit will definitely kill that guy.
And the guy that was behind him.
That guy just barely survives.
And I'm gonna move up a little bit just to kind of protect my friends. And then... Not second wind, action surge.
Ah, alright.
Wasted my second wind.
Yeah, that was a good roll for
I know,
second
I
weapon.
used up my good roll there, but yeah, I'm using my action surge, so 3 more shots. At the
Alright.
guy that didn't go down.
Okay, that guy is definitely dead now, because he only had 1 hit point.
That's fine. And the guy behind him. That guy.
For another crit. That will definitely hit.
Jesus Christ.
Dark being dark.
Mm-hmm.
And then that guy.
And that guy's dead. Thank you, Dark, for making my life a lot easier by killing all of these minions.
Dark being dark.
And then Dark would shout out, "You say we're locked in here with you. No, you're locked in here with us."
Oh my god, fucking
What did I
Rorschach.
say?
Do it.
As
What
I
did it
drop,
say?
what, 5 guys? 7 guys? In a
Something
matter
like
of,
that.
what, 10 seconds?
Yeah, 7 guys, yep.
I imagine the Khan's looking very worried now.
I mean, those are all just fucking minions.
And now you know why you have to keep me alive, because I take out the trash.
He does dig out the trash.
He does, it's true.
It's the only
Yeah.
thing I'm good at. I have one job on this ship, and god damn it, I'm gonna do it!
And you
One
do it
shore.
well.
And then he threw it on the ground.
Nice. Alright. Let's see. At the end of your turn, Dark.
All right, legendary action, player action. What could go wrong? I can just feel it.
Perfect. At the end of your turn, Dark, the elderly drow woman who hasn't stood up from her chair yet just kind of lazily waves her hand at you, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh great, this is gonna be...
All right. You feel yourself lock up.
I'm
Oh.
attempting indomitable.
Sure.
I believe in you, Dark.
This is why I have the Spellguard shield.
You feel your muscles lock up, and you are currently paralyzed.
Which one was that cast a spell?
The main lady,
Oh,
One very
gotcha.
bad.
which is this one right here.
Gotcha.
Because that's the main
Yeah.
lady. The one in front of Dark is Dark's half brother. Which one on either side of her is
Not Dark's half.
Dark's half brother.
not Dark, Morgul's. Which one's the other sibling? So I know where I'm aiming in the future.
This is the younger drow woman that the brother kept on talking to. This is just a tough-looking drow warrior.
Cool.
What Why do I get the feeling that's probably the other father?
Alright. So... Yeah, so Dark is held, which brings us to Kato's turn. Kato. Oh man, I haven't played Kato in so long. Let's see here. Kato is going to put his hand forward at some of these drow in front of him, and you see a beam of energy come shooting out of his hand. Several beams, actually. Oh, well, I guess damage isn't set up on that. That's annoying. I guess I'll just roll the damage manually at first. I'll fix it when it's not one of my many turns. Hey, max damage, nice. And then he'll do a second one at that same guy. Will miss. Third one at that same guy. That will hit. So 3 rays going at one guy. Let's see if it's enough to kill him. Alright, that guy's dead. And then he'll send a 4th ray at a different guy. Alright, well, that guy takes 4 damage. So, this guy's dead. This guy gets hit in the shoulder with this beam of energy. Then you can see that as the beam of energy goes across his shoulder, like a patch of armor just gets blown off, and like his the flesh of his shoulder just kind of gets ripped up a bit, which is not as bad as the guy that got hit by 2 blasts. That just has 2 big holes that just got drilled through his torso. And then Kato is going to move right up here. And then you see him kind of take a... Actually, he doesn't need to do that. He's just going to stand there. Which will bring us to Morrigal's turn.
Alright. Okay, so... Not gonna move, risking attack of opportunity from my own brother. I'm going to... Actually, I'm... Main action... I'm gonna use the Chaos Crossbow against him.
Alright, it will be at disadvantage. Well, I guess you're already at disadvantage because of the sunlight. If double disadvantage was a thing, you would have it.
Yep. If I roll not 1, it'll be in my favor, actually.
Alright. That will miss.
Yep. And bonus action... 3.
Bonus action what? I didn't catch that.
I'm just gonna do bonus action spiritual weapon behind the head honcho here. Or
Alright.
Or something like that.
What?
I'm not even trying to pronounce her name anymore.
Foshtra?
Ashra.
Alright. So your spiritual weapon, not really behind her because she's sitting in a chair, but above her, I would say. And it just comes smashing. Go ahead and roll attack on that spiritual weapon then.
Normally, disadvantage what?
I would say this would be a disadvantage because it is you doing the attack. You're just using the spiritual weapon as a weapon.
Yeah.
It's not a sentient weapon that's attacking on your behalf. You are actually doing the attack.
20 to hit, 5 force damage.
Wow. All right, that will hit for 5 points of damage.
All right. That is my entire turn because I'm not moving, risking an attack of opportunity.
All right. Well, then these two guys are going to move up to you, Morgul, because you just attacked their mistress, and they are going to attack.
All right. And I did buy a parry up of wound closure for once.
Yay!
It was a good. That's a good idea.
Yeah. It's proper investment into the future of my well-being.
All right. What's your AC?
AC is 21.
Oh, you actually have a pretty decent AC. Well, that was enough to avoid all of their attacks. Then you just easily dodge away a couple of them. Some of them, your magic armor kind of takes the brunt of it, and they are unable to penetrate your armor.
Oh.
At the end, what's up?
Let me check something for my armor real quick.
Oh yeah, doesn't it do like damage to them when they attack you?
Any hostile creature that moves within 5 feet of the wearer, it's 1d6 poison.
All right, roll that 1d6 then. So they each take 3 points of damage.
Mm-hmm. That heavy mail was the best thing I stole off of Dark's brother.
So is that it, or was there? I thought there was another one. Oh, okay. I thought there was a secondary ability of it. Never mind.
There is, but it doesn't apply to this.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Then, let's see here. Double check the range on this spell.
Jesus, who has 14 AC?
Hey,
I'm so sorry.
who do you think it is?
And the next lowest to that is me with 18. Everybody else, 20 or higher.
Yeah,
Why do you
Kato's,
think my
Kato's is 20.
strategy is
Oof.
GTFO into the air?
Why do you think I stepped in front of both Ophelia and Ray?
Well,
So you dice
Morgul, you are the only person in range of this spell, as at the end of... Oh, actually, you know what? Never mind.
Not within range.
No, the way I run legendary actions, they can't do legendary actions at the end of an ally's turn. It has to be the end of an enemy's turn, because that would just be bullshit.
Yeah.
If they were doing shit at the end of their ally's turn, that would just fuck that.
Yeah.
With
All
this
right.
action economy, we'd be dead.
Yeah, exactly. So, never mind. It's actually going to be her turn now. She gets her legendary actions back, and she gets to do shit. You already attacked her, so,
Yeah. Kind of pissed her off.
yeah, now she's not happy. Let's see here.
Although I'd say the rest of us are kind of happy I did that. Just like sticking it to the head-on show.
I'm gonna say it now so that nobody bugs me about it until my turn. I can't counterspell from here. I'm too far away from her.
Yep.
You probably knew I'd say it.
I
Morgul,
just measured it out.
Morgul, I need you a Constitution saving.
Is this a spell?
This is a spell.
Advantage against spells and spells effects.
Then yes, you would have advantage on this con save.
Thank God. 14, I probably failed.
And yet,
Yeah. 14 definitely fails. When Dark failed on an 18, 14 fails.
Mhm.
All right, so you all watch blood gush out of Morgul's body as hundreds of small cuts just suddenly open up all over his body as he takes 62 points of necrotic damage.
I'll inflict wounds. You're the
And-
best.
Actually, inflict wounds is a touch spell. This was harm.
Oh, that's
And-
even worse.
and I'm
Still,
down to
still a
-6.
spell we'd all
All right,
recognize.
and Morgul is down.
Cool.
Great start.
And there's our unconscious counter for Morgul for the episode.
Let me just
Yeah.
mark that on my bingo card. All right.
Art of the Hunt bingo. Mark your cards if Morgul goes unconscious.
Harm can't drop you below 1 hit point.
Oh, that's right. So you are at 1 hit point, Morgul.
Oh shit.
That's
He's
right.
back
I read that, and then
Right.
and then I
Where's the free card?
forgot.
and then decided to immediately ignore it.
But I should point out because Josh corrected me on that part. I read the spell again, and in addition to taking 62 points of damage, your maximum hit points is also reduced by 62.
Yeah.
Oh shit. That leaves me at a very low number.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh shit, I'm at 95. Never mind. I have 95 hit points. I forgot.
How did you already go unconscious?
Never mind.
The shocking
Apparently-
touch.
I apparently,
down 22.
I apparently. Let me see,
That's not
20,
Then
95.
62. That's 84.
95.
Yeah. So you would be down to 11 hit points.
Yeah, I'm at 11.
Yeah, and your max is down to 33.
Yeah, I've got to adjust this token.
11 out of 33 hit points.
You
I've
never
gotta
adjusted
adjust-
You're
it on
all
your
right.
actual sheet.
Yeah, it's almost halfway.
Yeah, I've got to adjust this this token's hit points. That's why.
Yeah, I had to readjust mine when I logged in.
Oh, I just took these tokens off the take page. I didn't realize they weren't updated. I assumed the tokens were linked to your character sheets because that all of mine are.
Either way, everybody double check their hit points, make sure they're right.
Yeah,
Mine are
which means never mind. You can erase that off your
solid
bingo
question
cards.
mark.
Solid question mark. I like it.
Solid question mark. All right. That was her action. As a bonus action, what is she going to say? She's going to say, "Strike with the Spider Queen's ferocity." And Morgul, from your injured position, you see a kind of slight surge of pain in your brother's eyes before he has a strange look of determination on his face.
I really wish it didn't have to be like this. I was going to invite you to the wedding.
Dark sweating?
Sure, let's go with dark sweating.
All right. Which will bring us to this guy. Seeing you're pretty fucked up and you have 3 guys on you, this guy is just gonna move right past you. And then he's going to dash it right here. But that was his action, the dash. I don't think he can do that as a bonus action. Let me just double check. He
Wow, double
cannot.
checking.
So that would be his turn. He just moved up to you guys. That was it.
Oh, hi.
Just noticed, huh?
Sorry,
Actually-
I was on a different tab.
Actually, you know what? He's going to go this one step further because I just realized that would provoke opportunity attack. So yeah, now he's within 5 feet of all of you.
Hi.
And then
Awesome.
these 2 guys that look different from the normal drow. These guys are in robes. These guys right over here. this one is going to move right up to Morgul,
Mm-hmm.
and then look away from Morgul.
Oh, he
As-
takes 1d6.
Oh, he would, wouldn't he? Well, I'm just gonna take the 3 damage from before.
Oh, I was gonna roll. Either way.
I'm just gonna take the 3 damage from before.
Alright. I'll take the
Um,
extra 1 damage.
Yeah, he didn't notice you have like defensive damaging armor, so he just ran right up to you, just to be there.
Yeah, and inhaled all the
Ah.
poison.
Then he is going to shoot a lightning bolt here. So, Dark, Ophelia, and Ray, I need all of you to roll dexterity saving throws.
That's
That's
unfortunate.
Ophelia's special to you guys.
Same.
Is that gonna affect me
Yeah.
when I'm paralyzed?
I rolled a whole 5.
Actually, yeah, as I believe paralysis, you automatically fail.
That's what I
Oh,
figured.
shit. How do you have zeros on that?
Because I fucked things up when I added the Staff of Power,
Mhm.
and I think I still haven't quite fixed them correctly.
Should probably fix that.
All right, so
It's still rolling fine.
all 3 of you take 22 points of lightning damage.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not too bad.
Cool. Could have been so much worse.
Yeah, you could be me right now.
Look how little that affects my health. I love it.
Shut up, Dark.
Sorry.
And then
Dark. 'Tis but a flesh wound, Ray. Ow! Ow! Ow!
Ow, 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 ow.
I need. This guy's going to move up a little bit closer, and I need Ophelia and Ray to make another deck save. Dark, you automatically fail because you're paralyzed.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Dark.
It's alright. I stepped in front to hopefully protect you, but it's not doing shit.
Ophelia, come on.
Who's doing this? I'm sorry, I couldn't see my character. sheet with
This
them.
mage that moved up a little bit.
Okay.
Double
I
check.
wish it was Ophelia's turn, you guys.
I wish it
Well,
was
she would've-
Ophelia's
10
turn.
minutes.
She would have helped it. She would have helped everybody.
I've got such a great plan, guys. Just wait for my turn at the bottom of the order.
Wait for my turn.
All right.
That Koala's looking like a really good ally right
That's
now.
what I was. Wait, what's that?
I said that Koala's looking like a very good ally if I spent the minute to conjure it.
Yeah, well.
We could have done a lot of things.
All right, actually, Ray, you succeed on your save. So, you see this purple fire start to wreath around you, Dark, and Ophelia, and you're able to sidestep it at the last moment to avoid the purple fire, as both Ophelia and Dark are now fairy fired.
It's fine. We're fine.
That's fine.
Right. These guys gonna move up Kittle. These guys moving up to Jax. Holy shit. It's late, guys.
It's alright.
The name's on your screen.
You know,
Dark
there's
sometimes.
that, and then I've also got the stream open, so I could have just looked up and saw it.
True.
But whatever. So, Kato's gonna get 5 attacks against him. Jax is gonna get 4 attacks against her. And, Kato just easily twists around all these blades coming at him, avoiding every single one, and, Jax does her best.
I think 3
but
of those are
luckily-
at disadvantage.
What's that?
I think 3 of those are at disadvantage.
Why would it not be all 4?
I don't know if all 4 of those were frightened.
Oh, they would already be at disadvantage because of the sun in the middle of the room.
Oh, right. okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mini sun in the middle of the room. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah. Jax does her best. Luckily, she's got crazy thick armor, and so the weapons just bounce right off of it. Which brings us to Rakugmo.
Who also has disadvantage.
Hey!
Yep.
Yeah, but Rakugmo doesn't need it.
Mhm.
As what
'Cause he's got
Rakugmo is gonna
backups.
do. Rakugmo is gonna spend 4 key points.
Ooh.
Oh,
Doing
shit.
some. He's doing some Avatar shit.
Doing
And
some
is going
shit.
to cast Wall of Fire.
Oh shit.
Right in between the guys that are attacking Morgul.
Ah, all right.
Separating right down the line. Because it's going to be 60 feet long. So,
Oh shit, that can go like.
yeah, it's basically going to go right here to here, down.
Actually, a little less. Right.
Wait,
I
so
don't actually know if I can curve that. Wait.
you're saying it's going? Let's see here,
You got a lot of wall to work with here.
Yeah.
like this, going like this,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming the fire is to the right.
Yeah.
All right. 60 feet long.
60 feet long.
You hitting the guys over by Kato too?
Yeah.
All right.
And
Kato.
probably including Kato. But
Yeah, but
risking it.
it's fine. He has evasion. So the two mages are going to be fine because they're on more. I believe Wall of Fire also makes it. It's like you can't see through it. I believe.
It's opaque, so you can kind of see through it.
What was that?
Said it's opaque, so you can
Yeah,
kind of see
that's
through
what I
it.
thought.
They're
Yeah.
1 foot thick, the walls opaque and last for the duration.
Opaque literally means you can't see through it.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah, I think you were thinking of translucent.
I was, yes.
All right. So, yeah, it's within 10 feet, right? Yeah. So, dead. All those guys dead. Kato needs to roll a dex save. I have a feeling he'll be fine, though.
Got evasion. It'll be fine.
Yep, he's fine. Completely avoids all the damage.
It's like, oh, it's getting kind of chilly in here.
And then need to roll for those guys.
He'd be fucked up if the con just dies to a wall.
Nah, he's
I'm pretty sure he's got plenty of points. But then again, he's also a mage.
he is also a mage.
It's fine. Mages have tons of hit points. Totally not still in single digit or double digits. I'm in single digits, guys.
All right, the con will fail. And then the other two guys. Character sheets are slow. They will also fail. So all three of them take the full 20 points of fire damage.
Yeah, Rakugmo's busting out all the stops. You guys didn't even know he had that.
I kind of
Yeah, you just punch people.
Monk.
We've seen him do things with water. We haven't seen him
Yep.
do anything with fire.
I mean, he's literally summoning meteors out from the sky.
This is after Rakugmo does the dragon dance. He has
Ah,
eight
yes,
power
yes.
fire.
He masters firebending.
Yes. All right. Is that the end of Rakugmo's turn?
No.
All right.
Rakugmo is
Alright,
going-
that was just a bonus action.
That's a bonus action?
No, that was an action.
Okay, I was gonna say. Yeah.
Kugmo is gonna move here.
All right, moving up to the mage.
Yep. And that's it.
Anything as a bonus action? Like,
Flurry blows or something?
Yeah, for it was an attack.
Yeah.
All right.
Nope.
All right. Then that will bring us back to the matron because she has legendary actions.
It's all right. I got revivify if I go down.
Someday I'm gonna get close enough to her to
Someday.
stop her from doing things.
Mhm.
What level is Wall of Fire?
Wall of Fire is a 5th level. Nope, that's Wall of Force. 4th level.
4th level? Alright, she is going to use a legendary action to cast Dispel Magic.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, we're screwed.
Rude.
Okay.
She can only cast it at 3rd level as a legendary action, however, so she does have to make a roll.
Oh, good.
Yay.
Oh my god. I rolled a 7.
Oh my god. Wall of fire stays.
Yep, Wall of Fire stays.
And it's Ray's turn. She'll be able to do something.
It is Ray's turn.
Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is if I cast it here, I think is where I figured out. Yeah, if I cast it here, I can mass cure wounds the whole squad.
Well, Kato hasn't taken any damage yet.
Neither is Kug.
Well, then
Neither
from
has Jax.
where I currently am, I'm going to mass cure wounds the whole squad.
Okay.
Some of us, are looking a little worse for wear than they should be. Oh, lovely.
So everybody that needs it is gonna get 20 hit points.
Thank you.
Almost back
Nice.
up to full.
Look at how much
Same.
difference that made.
Save for Morrigal.
Hold on.
Yeah.
His max is what, 33?
33.
31 out of 95.
That harm spell, though.
Yup.
And then
Oh, wait a second. I took harms, so my hit points are reduced too, right?
Yeah, your max
Yeah.
is 33.
yep.
Yeah, your max is 33 at the moment. So that put you to 31 out of 33.
So,
Almost max hit points.
2 points shy of max, just like me.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Ugh, and I want to Misty Step somewhere, and I've been thinking about for like 5 minutes where I want to go, and I can't make a decision.
How about away?
Yes, that sounds plausible.
Ugh, there's just so many.
1 hour.
There's just so many bad things. I'm gonna Misty Step straight down below this one mage.
Alright.
Right there. I think they should put me within 60 feet. Yeah.
As you Misty step there, this lonely drow soldier over here is going to shoot at you with a crossbow
Okay.
using
That
his
one drow
reaction.
soldier.
Yep. At disadvantage because of Kato's son.
That's fine.
AC is.
It's 14.
I rolled a 13.
Wow.
That is the lone drow.
I love the fights between Ray and low CR creatures because it seems real dire because of how low her AC is. When in actuality, she's fine
Yeah.
because she can do so much damage.
Yeah.
I've never gone down. I think the closest I've gotten is like maybe 20 hit points.
It's definitely not because I feel sorry for you when you get close.
Thanks.
Ah, that can't be it.
Oh my god. Drow Stormtrooper versus Ray.
Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh man.
That's it. That's my turn.
Oh, that's right. You healed with your action, right?
I healed with my action. I've Misty stepped closer with my
Did you
bonus
want to
action.
move at all?
You still got tons of movement.
I do still have tons of movement. I really only misty stepped because I didn't want that guy attacking me.
Yeah, he seems like a very bad dude.
I'm gonna take a couple steps back.
Okay. I just want to be within counterspell range.
I was gonna say you're just listening to me quietly ruler my life.
Oh
I'm
my
pretty sure
god.
he'd see the ruler too.
Nope, I have it on. Can't be seen by others.
DM sees everything.
Yeah.
Have
Yep.
fun.
All right. Morgul's sister is gonna go now.
Oh shit. And she misty steps closer to you.
You wanna go?
She sees you healing, Ray.
Yeah.
What do I want to use against you?
Have fun.
I get the feeling that both siblings are casters.
Oh wait, I already know what I was planning on doing with her. That's right. Well, you see her start to chant in a foreign tongue. Anybody here speak Abyssal?
Rakugmo
Yeah,
understands
that's-
it.
Alright, Rakugmo, you would hear this creepy drow lady on the other side of the fire that you made start chanting about some creature she wants it to come to this area.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, she did not roll below 30% and instead just takes 1d10 damage.
Aha!
Ha ha.
Oops. Ten damage.
Damn.
Wow, she hurt herself.
Yes. Because though she's a powerful priestess,
She ain't that
she
powerful.
still failed.
The creature said no.
Yep. Which will bring us to your brother's turn.
And we're still
He-
not Ophelia.
Nope.
Almost there.
Just about.
Let's see here. So much stuff I can do with him. He might have to just go right through the fire though.
Oh
Because
god. Just through the
I don't
fire.
think he has a way of getting around it. Yeah.
Oh wait a second, he takes 6 damage because starts his turn within 5 feet of me. Right? Abigail also
I
says
think the fire would
within
stop
5
that
feet
from
of
happening.
where-
Does the fire spell say anything about cover?
No.
Oh, okay, then yeah, he takes the
Just
damage.
inhales a
So
bunch
he
of
ta-
poison.
so he takes another 3. Oh, it's poison. That's why. Okay.
Yeah, poison damage.
Yeah. I thought like your armor was stabbing them.
No.
No, it was
Poison.
just,
Okay.
no, they're just
I
inhaling
misunderstood
toxic
how
fumes.
this armor works.
They just take 1d6 poison whenever they're within 5 feet of me.
Got it. Okay. So, yeah. He there's something he can do. He's gonna do that. So, nobody really sees it. Well, I guess Kato sees it, but other than Kato, he is going to cast a spell, and then get around. At break or speed, comes running around the fire.
He cast haste on himself.
Maybe. And then he is going to attack Rakugmo twice.
Yeah.
I was gonna let you live, Dakan. And then you could attack the kobold.
Normally he would have disadvantage because of the sun, but he was given the blessing of the Spider Queen, which cancels out that advantage. That disadvantage, I mean. So just straight roll.
Don't worry,
Two
guys.
attacks.
Ophelia's gonna save the day.
Win!
All right, those both hit Rakugmo.
Okay.
Between both hits, you take 20 points of slashing damage and 37 points. What'd you say?
20 points of poison?
20 points of slashing.
Oh, slashing, okay.
Yeah, 20 points of slashing and 37 points of poison.
Immune to poison.
All right, so you just take the 20 points of slashing then. That's right, monk.
Yep.
I was gonna let Dakan live, and then he attacked.
But I do have to make 2 con saves.
You do have to make 2 con saves. DC 10 on both of them.
Alright, I think I saved.
Yep.
You saved them both.
The first one was a 2.
All right. Which brings us around to Ophelia.
Oh my god.
Finally
And
made
you're
it here.
paralyzed.
Literally the last possible slide.
Ta-da!
Oh, lovely. Holy aura.
As you cast your spell,
No!
Dakan sees you casting your spell and is going to try and counter it.
Can he see through the wall of fire?
He's on the other side of the wall now.
He's right
Oh,
here.
he is.
He is right
Yeah,
here.
he.
What was our rule on counterspelling counterspells again?
Well, counterspell on your turn if you already cast a spell higher than 2nd level. It is not your turn, so if you like, you can try to counterspell his counterspell.
And then he's gonna try and counterspell your counterspell.
Nope, he's already casting a spell.
Yeah, he can't.
Joke.
He only gets one reaction. Are you going to try and counterspell his counterspell?
I'm gonna try to counterspell his counterspell.
There's something satisfying about doing that too.
Yeah. What level are you casting your counterspell at?
I'm gonna do it. I'll do it at 4th.
All right.
There's no way he.
You
burns
counter his
himself.
counterspell, and the holy aura spell goes off with
Good
nothing
shit.
to counter it.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Radiance.
Listen, this means you guys have to try to keep me alive when I suddenly become a target for everything.
I choose all of my friends
I'll get right on that. Owen.
that are in
Paralyzed.
Yep. Advantage on saving throws and other creatures at disadvantage on attack.
All right. Let's see here.
Funny was, when it got to my turn, I was gonna do Holy Aura.
Good.
So, I'm thinking because it is 2 a.m. in the Central Time, that we should probably cut this off right in the middle of this fight, because there is still a bit to go with this fight.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, and then next week we'll just try to expedite the process of getting you guys to the final bid bad.
Yeah.
We're very
So,
close.
I suppose we will end the game tonight. If need be, we can do another another session after next week if I don't fit it all in, because I don't want to rush it. Is the
That's
thing.
fine.
Right?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm chill.
Gives
Yeah,
me more
so-
time to prep.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, let's we'll end here mid combat after the first round.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
the first round
All of
combat.
that was one round of combat. So
was
we
like
will
an
pick
hour.
this. Yeah. Well, no, it was like 45 minutes.
That'll work out too, because Jax will probably be back.
Yep.
Hopefully.
And Jax will start us off next week when we start. So yeah,
Woo.
Sounds
Let's-
good.
Woo.
that is it tonight.
Then I will end the recording here. So thank you for the few people that are actually watching, which is mostly us, and I think one or two other people.
Mhm.
And we
I know
will
one
catch
of
you
them.
next week.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
I actually had a feeling we would never get to the Underdark.